Good evening, good evening. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, all of you. Good evening, good evening. Can you all hear me? Can you all hear me? Just type in the chat box. Gaurav, Kosik, Madhur, Rohan, Tej, Sri Kumar, Swati, Vijay Prabhu. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Slightly in YouTube, chat processing is slow. When you type something, it comes after around 20-30 seconds. No problem. Giving some 2-3 minutes. If anybody else wants to join, they can join. Just let me share the screen with my team members. At least 3 hours. At least 3 hours. We'll start in 2-3 minutes. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Around 150. But this is YouTube live, free for everybody. Not only registered, even non-registered can see this class. I think let's start. Others will join in between. Okay. When I will be explaining something that I'm not seeing at the chat box, I will go on seeing the chat box in between and will be answering whatever you are asking in the chat. Okay. Don't take tension. I am there. For every question, you will get the answer. Maybe not exactly at the same time, after some time. Huh? First of all, before proceeding, what we are going to discuss today, I mean to say that for which course, for which subject we are doing the session today. Everybody, please answer in the chat. For which course, for which subject we are doing the session today. For which course, for which subject we are doing the session today. Everybody. Diploma in IFRS, Kaushik is saying. Bhakti is also saying diploma in IFRS. Everybody need to chat. At least those who are there in the session for the time being. SEMA management case study. Amit Kumar is saying. Vijay Prabhu is saying diploma in IFRS. Somebody saying diploma in IFRS. Somebody saying diploma in IFRS. Somebody saying SEMA MCS. Somebody saying SEMA course. क्या भाई आगे आगे और please. Diploma in IFRS. First of all, we need to remove this notion from our mind that I am sitting here for diploma IFRS, for SEMA MCS, for ACCA SBR. Somebody will say that for CA final FR. Somebody will say that for CPFR. सब कुछ के लिए sir. For coming 3 months, we are going to study accounts. Financial accounting. Financial accounting is lower level name. The higher level name is financial reporting. That financial reporting we are saying as strategic business reporting, or you say diploma in IFRS, or you say SEMA management case study. If somebody is giving Indian CA final, Indian CMA final exams, they can also do these classes very well. Obviously, in different exams, slightly the question patterns are different. But our objective in coming 3 months is what? To have hardcore, detailed understanding of accounting part. Maybe in layman language, journal, ledger, trial balance, then PL account, balance sheet, cash flow. But in an advanced level language, I will say, looking at the financials of an organization, analyzing the health of the organization, and at the same time, understanding how can we prepare the financial statement. Preparation of financial statement, understanding the financial statement, and if by using the financial statement, we want to decide something, that whether we should buy shares of a company, whether we should give loan to a company, whether we should be giving debt as a banker or financial institution to a company. By looking at the financials, we need to understand everything. That is our objective in coming 3 months. Not a question of SBR, not a question of IFRS, not a question of SEMA MCS, not a question of any course. The purpose of our study, obviously, to give the exam, pass the exam. You and me have the prime objective. But according to me, the prime objective is not just give the exam and pass the exam. The major prime objective is to understand accounting. When we work in accounting, finance, auditing, internal control, strategic decision-making, corporate governance, taxation, business valuations, budgeting, forecasting, all relating to finance, we need to have sound understanding of accounting principles and concepts. And the classes are for that purpose. Not thinking about SBR, IFRS, or SEMA MCS or anything, which I will prove further in coming 20-30 minutes. Why I am saying this? Not because since I am asking you all to do the classes together. That's not the reason. The reason is that what we are going to study, what is the syllabus? If we go for ACCA SBR, if we go for IFRS, if we go for CIMA, then what is the syllabus curriculum? Because by looking at the syllabus, you should be able to understand मेरे को क्या पढ़ना है. What I need to study, whatever sir is teaching, I am not concerned. I am concerned with what is my syllabus. मेरा syllabus क्या है? Syllabus कहाँ से पता चलेगा? Now there are some students in our class, in our session, already chartered accountants, already CMA India qualified, already doing accounting domain work for quite a number of years. There are some students who are CA finalist, have not given CA final exam still, or maybe gave but couldn't qualify. Whatever, there are many types of persons are there. Many times these persons are saying, sir, will you teach IFRS 17? Sir, will you teach IFRS 18? Sir, will you teach IFRS 19? So we need to understand that. Suppose IFRS 17, 18, 19 is going to come. The applicability of that is decided 2027, still after 4 years. When it will be included in the curriculum or syllabus, I don't know. That will be decided by the institute, respective authority. ACCA Institute, SEMA Institute, CMA Institute, Indian CA Institute. They will decide when they want to test the knowledge of new IAS, IFRS, which are coming in the domain. ये उनका है. But हम लोग अगर किसी से सुनेंगे, and by hearing from somebody, we start questioning, then it is not good. What is in the syllabus? First of all, we see no. And if I am there in the session, then whether my syllabus will be covered in the session, that I should come to know first. Then only we can discuss any other thing. Okay. So first of all, I am going into institute website. Suppose first of all, I am going into ACCA Institute website, ACCAglobal.com. As I said, whatever you want to ask, you can go on writing in the chat box. With a gap of 5, 10, 20 minutes, I will regularly going in the chat, looking at what is your questions, and I will be answering them. Don't take tension. So I am going in ACCAglobal.com. That is ACCA Institute website. ACCAglobal.com. In this ACCA website, if we go under Students tab, under Students tab, we go under Study Support Resources. So under Study Support Resources, you will be able to find 3 qualifications offered by ACCA Institute. ACCA qualification, foundation level, and diploma IFRS. So there are many who are a diploma IFRS student. There are many who are ACCA qualification student. Foundation level is what I am not detailing in this batch. You can see in my YouTube video, ACCA BT, ACCA FA, MA, you will be able to find what is foundation level. But say, first of all, I am going into diploma in IFRS. Diploma in IFRS, they are saying go further. Yes, bhai, jaiye andar. Let's go inside. Now, in the diploma in IFRS, they are saying examining team guidance. Achha, before examining team guidance, this is the last 5 terms pass percentage. 21, 22, 1 year, and 23. 24 ka to exam first time June mein hoega. The pass percentage is going down. It was 39, 45, 41, 43. Now 35% in December 2023. So it is, you can say, not an easy exam. You need to work hard to pass the exam, because average pass percentage is 35%, say 40%. You will say, sir, 40% is very high. But I don't think so. Anybody who is appearing for IFRS exam, I will say less than 10% students are appearing in the exam without study. 90% of the student appearing in the exam with a good amount of study. And out of that 90%, it is only 35%, man. I'm not making you tensed. It's just that, bhai, ye result hai unka. Now this is examining team guidance. The examining team guidance. The examining team guidance is saying about examinable documents. Under examinable documents, they are saying one is December 23 to June 24 exam, and the another one is December 24 to June 25 exam. Presently, suppose we are talking about June 24. Even December 23 and June 24, as per their guidelines, is no change. But suppose this we open. Now, this is on the institute website. I am not preparing this document on my own. So all the IAS from 1 till IAS 41. Now you understand 1 to 41 is not all are there. 1, 2 is there. Then 5, 6, 7 is not there. 8 is there. 9 is not there. 10 is there. 11 is not there. 12 is there. 13, 14 is not there. 15 is not there. 16 is there. 17, 18 not there. 19 is there. So it's not that 1 to 41 all are there. 1 to 41, what is there in the practical domain? बीच में जो IAS नहीं है, वो syllabus नहीं, वो दुनिया में ही नहीं. They were there earlier, but they were removed from the curriculum, or they were removed while preparing the financial statement. They don't need to be looked for. उसके बदले IFRS आ गया. जो बीच में गायब हुआ, whatever IAS are removed, against that the IFRS is introduced. IFRS is coming from 21st century. Before 21st century, they were bringing international accounting standards. And from 21st century, they started publishing IFRS, International Financial Reporting Standards. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, again 4 is not there. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 14 is not there, 15 and 16. So out of IFRS also 4 and 14 is not there. You will say, why not there? They are very country specific. They are very country concentrated, and we cannot give international exam only for India, only for US, only for UK, only for Dubai, Middle East. ऐसा नहीं हो सकता. It is universal exam. और फिर IFRS for small and medium sized enterprises अलग से है. साथ में conceptual framework, what is assets, what is liability, what is income, what is expense, and all the things are there. Handbook of International Code of Ethics for Professionals, ethics के बारे में भी है. मतलब यहां अलग से conceptual framework and ethics, ऊपर में IAS and then IFRS. This is not my property. This is institute property, institute syllabus for December 23 and June 24 exam. Okay. Suppose somebody will say that if I don't give exam in June, I will give exam in December. भाई तू ये खोल ले, कोई बात नहीं. If somebody will say that, sir, I will give exam in 2024 December, भाई same लिखा हुआ है. There is no changes. आप बोलेंगे why these are striked off. Normally IFRS 1 and IFRS 7 थोड़ा सा changes वगैरह बहुत आया है. So हो सकता है दिसंबर में वो changes को incorporate किया जाए, chances are there. But then there is no addition still. After IFRS 16, IFRS 17, 18 and 19 is not there even in the December exam. Maybe they will introduce later. Presently, as on today, it is not there. Maybe for a December exam, they will say in September, IFRS 17, 18, 19 will be tested in December exam. You don't need to take tension. Whenever it will be tested in the exam, I will be giving a class which will be YouTube live, whether you attend or not. And at the same time, that class I will upload on YouTube freely. Free में. Whether you are my registered student or not. But when it will be applied by the institute for the exam term, then I will be teaching. अभी जो syllabus में है हम उसी पे focus करेंगे. Because 17, 18, 19 के बाद there will be many IAS, IFRS will be coming in 10, 15 years. How I will cover? That we need to cover up the way it will be published, the way it will be introduced. Okay. This is DIP IFRS syllabus. Somebody will say that, sir, मेरे friend ने बोला कि IFRS 18, 19, 17 syllabus में है. भाई मैं आपको syllabus दिखा रहा हूं. आपके फ्रेंड ने क्या बोला, मैंने क्या बोला, व्हाट आई सेड, फॉरगेट अबाउट ऑल दीज थिंग्स. व्हाट इज देयर ऑन द इंस्टीट्यूट वेबसाइट एज द सिलेबस, हम उसकी बात कर रहे हैं. ठीक है. नाउ वी आर गोइंग इनटू स्टूडेंट्स स्टडी सपोर्ट रिसोर्सेस अगेन एंड ACCA क्वालिफिकेशन. अंडर ACCA क्वालिफिकेशन स्ट्रेटेजिक बिजनेस रिपोर्टिंग. स्ट्रेटेजिक बिजनेस रिपोर्टिंग, स्ट्रेटेजिक बिजनेस रिपोर्टिंग में अगेन एग्जामिनेबल डॉक्यूमेंट्स या एग्जामिनिंग टीम गाइडेंस में ही आ जाते हैं. एग्जामिनिंग टीम गाइडेंस. ठीक है. एग्जामिनिंग टीम गाइडेंस. This is examiner's report. Access the specimen exam. This is not. This is not the relevant area where we will get the syllabus. Exam technique, SBR, debrief exam, video effective learning past. Acha, here, the pass percentage is very good. It's around 50%. So it is difficult to pass IFRS exam, but it is more easier to pass strategic business reporting exam. This is whole world average pass rate in last 5 terms. So which is around 50% and that was around 35 to 40%. ठीक है भाई, एक सेकेंड. एग्जामिनेबल डॉक्यूमेंट्स, इसी को खोलते हैं एक बार. एग्जामिनेबल डॉक्यूमेंट्स. एग्जामिनेबल डॉक्यूमेंट्स फ्रॉम September 23 to June 24. September 23 to June 24. ठीक है. September 23 to June 24. Now the document again same story, IAS 12, IAS 41, same story. Then IFRS 12, IFRS 16. Then for small and medium sized enterprises. लेकिन conceptual framework के अलावा there is international integrated reporting, there is management commentary, there is materiality judgments. ये portions extra है. Don't think that ethics is not there. Ethics है, लेकिन उसके अलावा these 3 portions are extra. ये सब extra है in a strategic business reporting exam. Syllabus is same, but then there are some extra portions in strategic business reporting exam. If we go from September 24 to June 25 term, September 24 to June 25 term. So this is September 24 to June 25 term. फिर से IAS 12, IAS 41, then IFRS 12, IFRS. Then there is general requirement for disclosure of sustainability related financial information and climate related disclosures. ये नया आ रहा है. After June exam, this is coming new. This is not there in the June 24 exam. Actually, for this, during the Corona time, there is a committee formed for sustainability reporting. Earlier, there were global reporting initiatives, GRI गाइडलाइंस जो पुराने सिलेबस में है जून तक, लेकिन उसके बाद वो जो गाइडलाइंस यूएन नेशनल ने पब्लिश किया है वो आ जा रहा है. ग्लोबल रिपोर्टिंग इनिशिएटिव, और इसमें बहुत ज्यादा डिफरेंस नहीं है, बट फिर भी द IFRS S1 and S2 relating to sustainability reporting will be there. And then other standards. This I will be teaching after September separately. So those who will not give exam in June, I will be uploading this video after teaching in the class freely on YouTube. So आप मेरे से मान लीजिए पढ़ के पहले गए, आपको केवल ये पढ़ना है, मैं पढ़ा दूंगा, आप टेंशन मत लीजिए. This is not relevant for IFRS students. Other that is conceptual framework, integrated reporting, ये सब वही है जो पहले है. These two are the new things which are coming after the June 2024 exam. और उसके बाद normally explanation of certain technical terms. If I will go CGMA course. सीमा CGMA कोर्स। सीमा CGMA कोर्स। Chartered Accountant Learning CGMA Conceptual Framework or the time being how learning and assessment routes. Suppose I will explore these routes more. Management level. Under management level, I'm talking about financial accounting, F2. Management level, F2. Under F2, syllabus at a glance. Group accounting, analyzing, 1 second. Financing capital projects, financing reporting standards, group accounting, integrated reporting, analyzing financial statements. We can go into further details, but मैं और ज़्यादा time waste नहीं करना चाह रहा. We can go into further detail on the website that what is included in these 5 parts. You will find that basically all IAS 1 to IAS 41 and IFRS 1 to IFRS 16 are covered. वो सारा वही है, because accounts की बात कर रहे हैं. We are not talking about SBR, ACCA, DIP IFRS, SEMA, CA, CMA. हम इसकी बात नहीं कर रहे. We are talking about accounting syllabus. Accounting portions which are there in the syllabus for different kind of students. Whether the student belong to any course. हम लोग बात कर रहे हैं कि when we prepare financial statements, PL account, balance sheet, cash flow statements, notes to accounts, statement of changes in equity, then what is the principles, laws, regulations, guidelines to prepare those financial statements? Those regulations, guidelines are explained in the form of international accounting standards or international financial reporting standards. उसके बेसिस पे उनको डाला गया है. And on that basis, we will be able to learn how to prepare financials, how to analyze financials, how to give our view to different stakeholders who want our suggestion. Whether it's a shareholder, whether it's a financer, whether it's a person, supplier who wants to supply goods to the company, anybody who on the basis of financials of a company want to take decision, how they will be able to take decision, how they will be able to analyze the financials of a company. हम लोग ये सीखना चाह रहे हैं. That is our objective in our session, in our classes. Not only today, in every class till the time we are going to finish the syllabus. Sometime, even me also thinking about syllabus, want to cover fast. I generally don't want that. I want that I should be saying all the things very slowly, with examples, with practicality, so that it's not that we are just able to cover the syllabus and solve the questions. We need to have good understanding of entire accounting concept in detail. It's not a question of debit credit. Somebody will say that, sir, my accounting knowledge is very poor. It doesn't matter. Debit credit की बात नहीं करने बैठे हैं. Debit credit is just a concept which can be explained continuously. But just that we need to understand the accounting, hardcore accounting in our classes. That's our objective. सिलेबस किसी का कुछ भी हो, वॉट एवर इज द सिलेबस, सिलेबस तो अपने को कवर करना ही। बट डोंट थिंक दैट ये इसका सिलेबस है, ये मेरा नहीं है, ये है। नाउ आफ्टर द सिलेबस, व्हाट इज द एग्जाम पैटर्न? विल से सर, according to me, I am indirectly saying what is the scope of IFRS. I will say further. Let me first of all go into exam pattern. How the exams are held, how we need to answer, what are the nitty-gritties we need to take care from today only, so that during the time of exam we are well prepared. Again, suppose first of all I want to go in the exam paper of DIP IFRS only. Exam paper of DIP IFRS only. Past exams. All are freely available. There is no charges payable by anybody to anyone. This is December 23 question paper and the answer. Then June 23 question paper and the answer, and so on. You go down, you go on getting all the papers, the questions and the answers. एक बार मैंने question खोला. The way it is opening on the screen in the exam hall, the same way the question paper will open. There is no change. When you are doing the question paper on the institute website, it is opening the question paper exactly in the same way, the way you will be getting in the exam hall on exam screen. It's a computer-based exam, no pen and paper. The question paper will be opening on screen. खुल गया, मैं इसको रीड नहीं कर रहा हूं. What they are saying, you should be reading this, because what are the nitty-gritties, what are the do's and don't do's that they have written, students should be reading that. मैं सब आगे next किए जा रहा हूं. They are saying, do you want to start the paper? I'm saying, yes, man, I want to start the paper. They will be giving in IFRS 4 questions. Each question of 25 marks each. So 25 into 400 marks question, no choice, no options. All you need to solve. The first question will always be preparing final accounts. Preparing profit and loss account, balance sheet. They will ask first question that only. Relating to that, they are giving information in the exhibits annexure. There are two companies, Alpha, Beta. These two companies' financial statement, that is balance sheet, is given. Okay? In the second exhibit, some information given about Alpha and Beta. Okay? In the third exhibit, some other information are given. All we need to read in the exam, because then only we can solve the question. Then the fourth, between Alpha and Beta, there is some, in between them, there is some transactions. Then there is some loan taken, convertible loan issued by Alpha or Beta, anyone. So there are 5 exhibits given. They will give 4 to 6 exhibits. Normally they are fixing 5 hai to 5 hi dete, but 4 to 6. Now they are saying requirement. What is the requirement? Using 1 to 5, all the 5 exhibit and the pre-populated response sheet. What is response sheet? I will open. Prepare the consolidated statement of financial position, consolidated balance sheet as on 31st December 2019. No explanation of consolidated adjustment. Practical life mein you need to write notes to accounts. They are asking, you don't need to write. You do not need to consider the deferred tax, and you should show all your workings. Whatever calculations you are doing, you need to show those calculations. Now this is the answer sheet. In the answer sheet, this financial statement of the two companies is already copy pasted. From June 2023 exam, they have started that whatever you need to do, copy paste, that we will do. In the spreadsheet already copy pasted. Now in the exam, what you need to do, you need to write property, plant and equipment of both the companies together. After doing some adjustment. Suppose I am making 3 columns for adjustments. Suppose something plus 1000. Suppose something minus 200 बोलेगा, from where we will get? When we will study the chapter, we will understand भाई. अभी तो मैं ऐसे ही मन से लिख रहा हूं. And then the final figure or corrected figure. So you will do this plus this minus this net answer. All these adjustments are based on these 5 exhibits. So आपको हर जगह प्लस माइनस ये सब करना है और लास्ट कॉलम में फिगर बैठाना है. Once the figures are correct, you will be getting marks. Suppose this 1000 is correct, 1 mark. 200 is correct, 1 mark. 250 is correct, 1 mark. Here something. All you will find that there are 25 figures where you are doing plus minus. For every point you will be getting 1 marks. Maybe your final is wrong, but 1000 is correct, 200 is wrong, 250 is right. So for 1000, 1 mark, minus 250, 1 mark, but for 200 you are not getting any marks. So nobody will get laddu. Part marking is there. The portion you are doing correct, you will be getting the marks. This is the first question. I'm not reading anything because we have not studied anything in the syllabus. No point reading for the time being. But we need to be ready that after 3 months when we will give exam, this will be the story. Now this is the second question. Again in the left hand side, there are 3 exhibits. Again in the left hand side, requirement. And for the requirement, the answer, if it is theoretical, then you are able to open a Word file. You need to type your answer. And if it is numericals, then again Excel sheet are there. Now here there is no copy paste they have done. But if you want, suppose something, आपको ये copy paste करना है. Suppose you want to do this, you need to do some adjustments that I can understand. ये थोड़ा इधर उधर आ जाएगा, आपको adjust करना होगा. And maybe if you don't want to do adjustment like this, then don't copy paste, then do some your own write up. But everything from the question we can copy paste in our answer sheet. And this is another question of 25 marks. Then there is a third question. Again, there are 2 exhibits. Again, there is a requirement. Again, if the answer is theory or numericals, then there is a Word file and there is an Excel sheet. Then the fourth question, the last one. The last one, again 3 exhibits, again requirement, again it is pure theory. There is no calculation. For that reason, Excel sheet is not given here. Only the word processor is given. These all four questions you need to complete in 3 hours. Because the total time of the exam is 3 hours. Once you complete, you can do end exam. You should never do end exam. अपने आप end होने दीजिए. If you have completed earlier, do revision. Why you will waste your time? They are saying you have completed. I am saying yes, I have completed. Complete हो गया तो अब ये खत्म हो गया, exit हो जाइए. When I am doing exit, now I am getting in the same seat from where I started. Now after solving the paper, I can check my answers, compare my answer with the institute model answer. This is the institute model answer for a December 2023 exam. And in the model answer, below, after all the 4 answers, you will be able to find the marking guidelines. Property, plant and equipment and financial assets, if written correct, 1.4 marks. Goodwill calculation is correct, 4 marks. Investment in associate correct, 2.5 marks. Current assets figure is correct, 2 point. All 25 marks breakdown is given. We need to follow this breakdown while giving marks to students, because this is the examiner marking guidelines. If I will be taking test in the class, I will be following examiner's marking guidelines. Based on the marking guidelines, I will be giving you marks. Maybe you are not doing fully correct, but whatever portions you will do correct, you will be getting marks. This is, you can say, IFRS exam paper format. 4 questions, 25 marks each. No option, no choices. आपको पूरा का पूरा पेपर सॉल्व करना है in 3 hours. The pass mark is 50 marks out of 100 marks. Again, study support resources, ACCA qualification. In ACCA qualification, strategic business reporting. In strategic business reporting, the past exams and questions practice. In the past exams and questions practice, we need to log in. Now here it is not free. It is available to only ACCA registered students. ACCA student need to use their ID and password here. Once we are using our ID and password, we are taken to a new website, the attached website. In this attached website here, all the papers of ACCA you will be able to see. It is coming. Just few seconds, it will come. So all the paper subjects are there. We are concerned with advanced money, strategic business reporting, SBR. Strategic business reporting. Under strategic business reporting, they are asking which variant. We are always considering international variant, not any country specific variant. Under international variant, official resources. Under official resources, past exams, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 papers are there. Practice exam, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 papers are there. And specimen exam, 2 papers are there. 8 plus 4, 12 plus 2. That is 14 papers are there. Okay? Suppose I want to go into this specimen SBR International Specimen 2. If it is assigned, that means it is already assigned in the left and not assigned. I need to assign. If it is saying unassigned, that means in the left-hand side, I can see that. Specimen exam SBR International Specimen 1. So in the left-hand side, SBR. SBR. SBR International Specimen 1. Maybe I opened this paper earlier. It is saying resume. I am saying yes, resume. At the time of resume, it is starting giving instructions. Now this is the first question party. In the party, they have given 6 exhibits. Based on the 6 exhibits, there is 30 marks questions. Different parts of the question, 10, 5, 7, 8. Total 30 marks question. Those 30 marks question answer we need to write either in the Word file if it is theory, or in the spreadsheet Excel if it is numericals. Numericals we will answer in a spreadsheet. Theory we will answer in word processor, Word file. This is, you can say, the first question of 30 marks. Then this is, you will find that this is a 20 marks question, which is mainly related to ethics or sustainability reporting. Ethics and your sustainability reporting, 20 marks question. This is normally theory, there is no calculation, so there is no spreadsheet. So 30 and 20, 50 marks. Then there is part B. Part A is 30 and 22 parts. Part B is 1 question of 25 marks. There is 3 exhibits. Then there is 25 marks question. And the answer is pure theory because the Excel sheet is not there. Pure theory answer. Then another question of 25 marks, only 1 exhibit requirement. Now the answer is calculation also and theory also. So in SBR, there is 30 marks question. Then there is 20 marks. Then there is 25, 25. Part A having 2 parts, 30 marks, 20 marks. And part B having two parts, 25, 25. 4 questions are there. In IFRS, all are 25 marks each. In ACCA, 30, 20, and 25, 25. End exams, suppose I have not done anything. End exam, yes, bhai, yes, I want to end. Exhibit, exit. Now where you can check your answer. You are getting the same screen which you get earlier. Go in the mark tab. In the mark tab, you see SBR International Specimen. SBR International. SBR International specimen. The model answer. The model answer of the institute. You will be able to see the answer in the mark tab, not in the question tab, in the mark tab. It is opening, takes some time. The first question. The answers are here, it is coming. This is the answer. This is just the summary of all the answers. Not the final answer, just question 1 ka summary answer. Marking guidelines, sample answer. Now this is the sample answer. 1A, 1B, 1C. And then the marking guidelines. Entire marks, how they will be allotted. 10 marks, 5 marks, 7 marks, 8 marks, 2. All the guidelines are given. How the examiner will be giving marks to the students. If you want to see the second question answer, then on the top there is second question. And see the second question answer. Again click the sample answer. You will be able to see the sample answer. It is theory. There is no numerical calculation in the second question. The entire part is theory. Theoretical answer. And how the 20 marks will be allotted, everything is given. How the 20 marks will be allotted to students. You can see that what I always see for both the exams, for UK student also, if you follow the international, it is better. Because suppose in India we have Ind AS, suppose in some other country like in UK there is UK AS. So you need to study that separately. So if you select international, then in that case you don't need to do that. For IFRS there is no different variant. IFRS only one variant, international. But for ACCA SBR there are different variant. We should be selecting international variant. Okay. We are not focusing on country, even though there is no so much difference. But then why I will force myself for further extra study? Better to follow international, which is globally same. Okay. So this is, you can say, the exam pattern. Now the student says that, suppose I am solving a question in the class. And if I will not say in the class that this I am taking from the IFRS book, or this I am taking from the SBR book, not a single student will be able to identify कि ये किसका question है. Whether it is of SBR, whether it is of IFRS, doesn't matter, man. When the syllabus is same, the question pattern is same, whether it is a question of SBR or whether it is a question of diploma IFRS, how does it matter, man? It is a question from the syllabus and I should be able to answer. Yeah, that I can say that the SBR question are very, very high level. But the diploma IFRS question are not that much high level. The level of question which they ask in strategic business reporting, they are very high standard. But the question which they ask in IFRS is not that much high standard. You can say that sometimes, as I said that in the beginning, there are some extra portion in SBR. Even in some topics, suppose we are doing group accounting. Then in group accounting, there is consolidated cash flow statement. For diploma IFRS, it is not there. It is only there for strategic business reporting. Suppose I am teaching cross investment. Parent company invested in subsidiary, subsidiary invested in parent. That is not there in IFRS. That is there only in the strategic business reporting. There are some other areas. You can say what is not written in the accounting standard. Strategic business reporting student need to develop that culture also, that they know that. Even though that is not explained in IFRS. SBR paper is of high level. The question level, the standard is higher. Diploma IFRS question level is lower. So sometimes out of 25 classes, Maybe in 2-3 classes, I will say in the class only in the beginning that if diploma IFRS student don't want to do this class, they can skip, because that is not in the syllabus or the question level is very high. That type of question will not be coming in diploma IFRS. I will be telling. मैं बोलूंगा. तो अगर आप diploma IFRS student you skip that. But according to me, you should not skip, because if you go anywhere, because somebody was asking, sir, what is the scope of diploma IFRS? If you go somewhere and you say that you are diploma IFRS certified, the other person, the organization who is hiring you, they are not concerned with your degree and certificate. They will be asking question, and you can't say that this was not in my curriculum. That way the world does not perform. That way the corporate does not ask question कि आपके syllabus में what was there, what was not there. They are concerned. You were saying, I am IFRS certified, I am knowledgeable. They will be asking question which you need to answer, man. So the purpose of the study is, it is difficult, tricky, should not be that. The purpose of the study, I should be able to answer. I should be able to give answer for every question which can be possible in this world. Otherwise, how I can say that I am an accounting champion? Otherwise, मेरा बोलने का क्या मतलब हुआ? If I will go for, suppose, for CIMA case study exams, for CIMA case study exams, one second. अच्छा, better. CIMA MCS. Suppose this is one of the last term, February 2024 exam. Yes. This is a question paper which I tested in the class for the students for the February 2024 exam. So in the CIMA case study exam, there will be 4 questions. Out of these 4 questions, 1 question will be focusing on accounting part. Out of the 4 questions, 1 question will be focusing on accounting part. Accounting treatment and negotiation. There is a question on extended warranties and revenue recognition. And there is a question relating to shareholders of war. Reasons the approach that C companies should take to negotiate with shareholder of war. This is an accounting question with the reference material. And maybe some accounting question management team. 1 second. There is only 1 question in this paper relating to accounting. That question is relating to extended warranties and revenue recognition. if I will say syllabus wise, extended warranties and revenue recognition, there is an IFRS 15. IFRS 15 is revenue recognition. And then there is an IS 37, provisions, contingent liabilities and contingent assets. So provisions for warranty is covered under IS 37. I have not taught anything. I'm just saying that they are asking two questions on IS 37 and IFRS 15. From which IFRS they will ask question, I don't know. They can ask question from any of the IFRS. Now, in case of what I should say, SBR or diploma IFRS, they will have the entire 100 marks paper of accounting. But in case of CIMA, only one question, say 150 marks paper in SEMA. So 37.5 marks will be accounting. But the problem is that they need to study the entire portion of IFRS. From which IFRS the institute will give question, nobody can say. The other three questions are more practical oriented, not a technical study. But then the accounting part is technical. And since 2015, when I'm teaching SEMA case study, I have seen term after term. Every term I have seen. Out of the 4 questions, the student face problem only in the accounting related question only. And even suppose in February, the student gave exam. Today is the exam. Day before today, that is yesterday, they are asking question only relating to accounting. They are not asking any other area question. So from 2020, I have taken a decision that I will be teaching full accounting to SEMA students. Because it is very difficult to teach them accounting in 3-4 classes, all the areas. So for SEMA student, they have to study the same thing fully just for one question. But for ACCA student or DIP IFRS student, they need to study whole the thing for 100 marks paper. I can't do anything because I cannot say or I cannot determine for SEMA from which IFRS they will be giving questions. वो बोलना मुश्किल है. When the case study material for SEMA will be released, whenever, then by looking at the case study material, I can say these are important areas. Out of say around 25-30 IFRS, I can say these 10 are more important. Still others they can ask. But without looking at the pre-seen material, it's difficult to say that which one is more important. And anyhow, when you are SEMA qualified, as now I am answering that question, somebody is asking scope. अगर आपको किसी कंपनी का शेयर खरीदना है, मेरे को खरीदना है, if I want to buy, invest in some company share, how I will decide? One way is that I will hear from somebody. Somebody messaged me yesterday, कि sir, I took your IFRS classes in the last batch, and whatever the prediction you have done, they were very correct. Can you help me, sir? I am going to invest 10 to 15 lakh. I said, my suggestion, I said Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, and I said any Tata company share, whether it's Tata Power, Tata Motor, then TCS, then Tisco, then Tata Consumers, any Tata company share, I advised. I am not a, you can say, guarantor. But I think that in the market, how I will come to know this? When I am getting any news about Tata, that they are doing this, that and all that, then in that case, I am getting attracted, their management and everything. For that reason, I am saying, as an investor, I am interested in Tata stocks. So when you advise somebody to invest in a company's stock, आप कैसे advise करोगे? You will say, sir, मेरे को advise नहीं करना है, ठीक है? Then in that case, maybe you are working in banks, financial institutions or investment companies. How you will advise them to buy shares of a particular company as a portfolio, as an investment, without looking at the financial, analyzing the financial investment advice you cannot give. Or you cannot take investment decisions on your own for yourself also. One use of IFRS. Second use, you will say, I will never invest and I will never advise to anybody any investment. Suppose you are working in banks, financial institutions, leasing company, आप ऐसी जगह काम कर रहे हैं. So when you were working there, then you need to advise whether this client should be given loan or not, whether this client should be given funds or not. कैसे advise करेंगे? Without looking at the financial, understanding the financials, how can you advise the banks or financial institution to give loan? Forget about loan. If you say that you want to supply goods and services to an organization, whether that organization will make the payment, how you will analyze? Without looking at their financials, understanding, how can you take this decision? You will say, forget this. Suppose a company wants to do a project, paisa chahiye, and from where the money will be coming, without looking at the financials, how can you advise how the money will be coming? Suppose forget about money arrangement. You are going to take over another company, mergers, acquisitions. What will be the value of the other organization? How you will calculate if you don't know the accounting? If you don't know. If somebody will be saying accounting, auditing, internal control, cost management, management accounting, corporate governance, strategic decision making, budgeting, forecasting, accounting, finance का domain तो यही है. तो आप तो कोई भी काम, you can't do anything without knowing the proper accounting. आप कोई काम नहीं कर सकते. You are handicapped. If somebody is an IT person, if somebody is an engineer, they don't know accounting. उनको accounts नहीं आता. आपको, मेरे को, we know the accounting. We will be helping them in the accounting domain, in the accounting area. Preparation of financial statement is not a joke. If you see the financial statement on Google for any company, Reliance, ITC, any company, they are 500 pages financial statements. Making those financial statement ready, making the notes to accounts, dealing with the auditor, based on the financial statement, analyzing the financial conditions, ये सब कौन करेगा? कैसे करेंगे? आप बोलेंगे आई एम ACCA क्वालिफाइड, आई एम सीमा क्वालिफाइड, आई एम IFRS सर्टिफाइड. आपका प्रैक्टिकल लाइफ में दैट थिंग इज नॉट, नोबडी गोइंग टू सी. व्हेन यू से दैट आई एम प्रोफेशनली क्वालिफाइड, चुपचाप सीधा एक ही बात है, कैन यू हेल्प मी? When you go for interview, when you go anywhere, the other person will be asking based on your financial statement knowledge. आप अगर बोलते हो कि मेरे को आता है, I know this, the other person wants that whether you can solve the other organization problem or not, whether you can help them, or if you don't know the accounts, you can't help them. आप कुछ भी कर लीजिए. If in accounting, auditing, internal control, finance, management accounting, strategy, up in these areas, if you want to go, you need to have sound understanding of financial statement accounting. That is the purpose. So according to me, the scope or purpose cannot be measured in monetary terms or anything. It's a something which I will say that मेरे नजर में जो जन्म भर अमर रहेगा. Whatever will be required for whole life. If you want to work in accounting, finance and business domain, you need to have sound understanding of accounting area. Whether it's IFRS, whether it's SBR, whether in SEMA management case study, the accounting part, we are going to discuss that only. That's the purpose. या मान लीजिए आपको अगर पढ़ाना है किसी को, the way I am teaching, if you want to teach somebody the accounting area, you need to have sound knowledge. Anybody in the class can ask any question from anywhere in the world. You need to have that courage. You need to have that capacity that you will be able to answer every type of question when you are teaching in the class. कुछ भी purpose समझ लीजिए यार. If you want to work under any capacity, under any domain, under any level in accounting, business and finance, accounting knowledge is must. उसके बगैर कुछ नहीं. That I can say the scope of accounting, the scope of IFRS or SBR or whatever. All the exams are computer based. All the exams are on-screen exam. All the exams you can give in exam center or you can give exam by sitting in home. जैसे अभी घर से बैठ के क्लास कर रहे हैं, you can give exam by sitting in home. SEMA, ACCA, IFRS, all the exams. Which one is better? That's your call. If you ask me personally, according to me, sitting in home and giving the exam is much better. But sitting in home, giving the exam, you cannot say that you can cheat. You can't do any cheating. If I'm teaching to all of you, and I am seeing there. Maybe 1 or 2 seconds, maybe 5, 6 seconds. If 10 minutes I am seeing there only, what I am doing there, the examiner will cancel your paper. That you are not on the screen, you are somewhere else. When you give the exam from home, they will take the photo of top, down, right, left, this table, everything. And during the entire exam, they can see the entire room where you are giving the exam. So anything which is unethical, if the student is doing exam, is cancelled. And the student registration is cancelled. If you are giving exam by sitting in home, then also full control is there. During the exam time, you cannot go outside the room. Nobody can come inside the room. The 3-hour room should be fully closed. Nothing can be done. So आप ऐसा मत सोचिए कि एग्जाम घर से देने से you can do cheating. On your table, just the laptop or computer, a keyboard, a calculator, and a transparent water bottle. Nothing else should be there. और आपके स्क्रीन टेबल पे कुछ नहीं होना चाहिए. Otherwise, you are not allowed to give the exam. Internet connection होना चाहिए. If by chance during when you are giving exam from home, internet chala gaya, load shedding ho gaya, your exam will be rescheduled for later. It's not that your fees is gone and you need to pay again. If your exam cannot complete because of technical problem, then it will be rebooked again for the next week on the basis of availability. But sabka book ho jata next week. If you are giving an exam center, all these tension are not there, but going in the exam center, and most of the students says that even this time also when the student gave exam, one of the student messaged me, sir, keyboard बहुत खराब था. उसने बोला कि सर आप बोलते हैं क्लास में कि कीबोर्ड you can't push. कीबोर्ड खराब नहीं था, बिलीव करिए. If I am using this keyboard for the first time, habit is not there. If I am using this keyboard regularly, I can type without looking at the keyboard because habit. Habit का बात है ना. When I am pressing the button, I don't need to see whether the word is there or not. I know. But नया keyboard पे ऐसा feeling नहीं आएगा. So the problem of keyboard, the problem of going to the exam center, the problem of AC infrastructure, the problem of computer laptop, your computer laptop you are using daily, their computer laptop is a new one for you. The challenges are there, man. दुनिया में challenge तो सभी जगह है. I personally prefer giving exam by sitting in home. If you find any problem while giving exam, by giving exam sitting in home, you need to mail to the institute. Institute will do the needful. मेरे को mail करके कुछ होएगा नहीं, मैं कुछ नहीं कर सकता. Institute will do the needful for any technical problem you face. You don't need to take tension. So exams are there by sitting in home, by going in the exam center. Both are possible. I prefer sitting in home because I am ready to take challenges for internet. और वो internet आजकल कोई challenge है नहीं. कंप्यूटर लैपटॉप मेरा अपना, एसी मेरा अपना, टेबल अपना, रूम अपना, सब कुछ अपना. फीलिंग इज माइन एंड आई विल बी एबल टू परफॉर्म बेटर इन माई ओन फीलिंग. फॉर दैट रीजन आई वॉन्ट टू गिव एग्जाम बाय सिटिंग इन होम ओनली. मेरे को एग्जाम सेंटर में जाके एग्जाम देने का कोई मन नहीं. आई डोंट वॉन्ट दैट, बट इट्स अपॉन यू. वॉट यू वॉन्ट ये आपका डिसीजन है. लास्ट थिंग, many times the student says that, sir, whether you will teach in English or you will teach in Hindi. Sir, believe me, not joking. My English is not good and my Hindi is also not good. Not good in the sense I am not a language teacher. I cannot, I will say, check your grammar, spelling mistake, your sentences like that in English and Hindi. In both the language command of Prakash Saraf is not very good. I will be teaching everything in both the language. I will be saying same thing in English also, Hindi also. Because those who are saying, sir, please teach in Hindi, for them I am saying Hindi. Those who are saying, sir, please teach English only, I don't know Hindi at all, for them I am saying English. लेकिन जो भी language, जो भी मतलब, if I say, suppose you don't know any Hindi, still I am saying जो भी, you are understanding. My job is to make you understand. And wherever you are not understanding, you can tell me. I will say again, there is no problem. You can ask me later after the class in the WhatsApp. I will reply. तो आप ये सब, this fight should not arise. Sir, you are teaching in Hindi, English. I am teaching in that language which is understandable to you. When I am reading a question, I cannot read in Hindi. The question is in English only. When I am writing the answer, I cannot write in Hindi. The writing of the answer in English only. But when I am giving some examples, then those examples are in Hindi, English, both the language. But reading the question, writing the answers, I cannot convert it into Hindi. उतना हिंदी, फाइनेंस का हिंदी मेरे को भी नहीं आता. फाइनेंस मतलब वित्तीय, अभी इतना हिंदी थोड़ी ना आता है यार. So it's not an English Hindi class. Forget from your mind. Wherever you are not understanding, I am there in front of you. You ask your questions, but never ask that, never request Hindi English. I cannot change my style the way I am teaching for the last 30 years. Even though if you request, even though you pay me extra, then also I cannot change my style. My style of teaching will remain same, which are 1,000 hours of free videos are there on YouTube. और ये भी अभी YouTube पे जाने वाला है. जैसे मैं पढ़ा रहा हूं, मैं वैसे ही पढ़ा सकता हूं. The way I am teaching, I can teach like that only. I can't change my style. Not that I don't want to change, but होगा नहीं. It's not possible. This nature, this habit I have developed in 30 years. So with your request, teach in English or Hindi, it's impossible, man. But I can guarantee that whatever language you understand, I am teaching in that language which is understandable to you. Not a question of Hindi, English or anything. Okay? So आज के बाद this question should not be arising from today. Sir, teach in Hindi or English. I am teaching in both the language, man. And I am giving you right. You can ask 1,000 times, 1,000 doubts. There is no problem. Because when I will be teaching, I will be giving example in such a way you cannot raise any doubts. Whether I am teaching in Hindi or whether I am teaching in English, आपका doubts आएगा ही नहीं. So when in the class there is no doubt, then after the class the doubt is arising that you are not following my instructions. You are not following the way I am asking you to study. If you don't follow in that way, then the problem will arise. So now the question comes, how to study? पढ़ना कैसे है? Which is very important. Out of 100 students, 99 students don't know how to study. You will say, sir, this is, sir, that is. This is not wrong. This is fact, man. Even though there are so many who are studying, but they are studying in the wrong direction. The wrong direction study will create problem. I have written there will be 25 classes approx. 3 hours each. 3 घंटे से कम में पढ़ाता नहीं. I am just writing 2.5 hours to 3 hours. Every class will be 3 hours. And the evening class will always be 3.5 to 4 hours. 8 o'clock to 12 o'clock. You take it in mind. The schedule of our class, 2 days a week. No changes possible. No request possible. Monday morning, 7:30 a.m., 7:30, 7:15. Around 10. Wednesday, 8 p.m. Today is Monday, but I have taken this first class intentionally in the evening because normally I have seen that in the morning, students don't get up. It's not a question of office. Getting up in the morning is a bigger issue. If the student teach from Middle East 2 hours earlier, what's the problem? That one day they can get up 5:30. क्या issue है यार? जिंदगी थोड़ी ना खराब हो जाएगा. If one day in a week you get up 5:30, कोई issue है? I don't think so. If you are from UK, one day you get up at 1 o'clock, what's the problem, man? थोड़ी ना हर दिन बोल रहा हूं. To get something, you need to give something, sir. So Monday class will be in the morning. Wednesday class will be in the evening. No changes in time possible. Unless if one day I am busy, there is some issue, then I can change time. मैं करूंगा नहीं, करता नहीं हूं. There are so many students who have taken classes year after year with me. I don't change, I don't cancel the classes because all are on war footings. But कभी हो सकता है कि out of 25, 1 or 2 class, in place of Wednesday, I am taking on Thursday. ऐसा हो सकता है. After the live class is over, this is getting, today it will over. You can do the recordings from the app and from the software. This class, today's class, you can do recording on YouTube because it is live on YouTube. Automatically record हो रहा है वहां. क्लास के बाद वहीं पर YouTube में live के अंदर है. But from the next class, you can do from the app and the software. Software में class कहां से आएगा? Suppose I am taking class on Wednesday evening. The next class is Wednesday evening. The class is over at 12 p.m. in the night. In the night, 12 say a.m. When next day morning you will get up, in your software, the class is automatically uploaded. But next day morning around 10:30 to 11, not before that. Next day around 10:30 to 11, the class will be there in the subscribed software. You will be able to see the recordings from that software only. And for the live class, I will be giving you a separate link. This is YouTube live. But from the next class, before the class, I will give you a link. From that link, you will be able to join the live class. The first class is YouTube live, but the second class through the software, you will be able to see the recordings. And for the live class, I will be sharing link with all of you. When the live class is over, I am saying recordings. Recording is must. If you are one of the champion student, then also you have to do recordings. If you don't do recording, you cannot understand. Even though you were there in the live class, you understand everything very well, then also you have to do recordings. You can do recordings by increasing the speed of the video. आप वीडियो का स्पीड रिकॉर्डिंग के टाइम पे 1.5 कर दीजिए, 1.8. So 3-hour class can be finished in 1.5 hours. If you have done the live class, recording is must by increasing the speed. You have done the live class, you have done the recording. Now do the same thing which is done in the class on your own. Jo question, whatever we discussed, whatever I have written something, anything, that same thing you will do on your own. This is third time you are studying the same thing. Live class you are there, recording you have done, and now the same thing you are solving on your own. That same thing you will not solve on pen and paper, on screen, Word file, Excel file. Make a Word file. If you are DIP IFRS student, DIP IFRS Word file for 2024. If you are a SBR student, SBR Word file for 2024. और आप उसी के ऊपर सब कुछ लिखेंगे on screen. Excel file separate. Calculations you will do on screen and Word file. After doing the same thing which we have done in the class, do some other question which are given as homework. Some extra questions I will be regularly giving. Those questions you should be solving after doing whatever is done in the class uske baad. And then after doing those questions, don't see the solution. Do the question on your own, then see the solution. After seeing the solution, if you have doubt, then raise your doubt, mail the doubt. Mail the doubt in a Word file. Sir, this is the question. This is my answer. This is institute answer. This is my query. So that I don't need to open different materials. I will be opening your mail and I will discuss that at length in the class. Believe me. मैं detail में उसको discuss करूंगा. Suppose this methodology you may be thinking is not correct. Don't follow this. But follow for March month. For coming 15-20 days, follow this model. If you don't like, start your own model. But if you follow this model, live class, recorded class, doing the same thing, solving extra questions after every class, then in that case, you will feel after 15 days, the confidence level, which I cannot explain in words. Because I have done so many mistakes in my life in 30 years. So with my experience and all the things, I am saying this. So when you do this, then you will feel the difference. Now, maybe sometimes there are some technical problems. Videos are not running in the software. They are not there. Notes not received or anything. Don't message me. Don't call me. Don't call any staff member or anybody. Just chupchap mail. This is the mail ID. The 2 mail ID. Anyone you can mail. You can send to your technical problem. When the team members will come tomorrow morning at 10:30, they will solve your issue guarantee. There is a technical team number also you can call here, but I will advise don't call. For any technical problem, you just mail, your problem will be resolved. Subject related problem. You are studying something you are not understanding. I am there. Everybody has my number. आप मेरे को call कर सकते हैं, WhatsApp कर सकते हैं, कोई problem. But not for technical issues. For technical issues, you just need to mail and the problem will be resolved by my team members. If you mail now, the problem will be resolved tomorrow. Nobody is there in the office at present. The office hour is Morning 10, 10:30 till evening 6:30 to 7. I have taken half an hour gap here. And Saturday up till 4 o'clock. So if you mail beyond this time, then your problem will be resolved in the next day. You need to have patience because staff cannot work 24 hours in a day. If you have problem with the institute, ACC or SEMA institute, need to mail to the institute along with CC to us, so that we come to know that this is the problem and we can connect with the Indian team to resolve your problem. But you have to mail to the institute directly. If you mail to us, if we talk on your behalf without your mailing to the institute will not hear. Institute will say, let the student communicate directly because they are the registered student. I have written here for a different topics, how many classes I will be taking. There is no point reading this. This I have taken from the previous batch sheet only. मैंने type बस copy paste किया है. I am teaching IFRS since I don't remember exactly 2011-12. So it's 12-13 years. Every 6 months I am teaching IFRS, SBR, FR, all these accounting subjects every 6 months. So you can see that in last 10 to 12 years, 25 to 30 times. And these timing, the class timing, the duration of any topic is based on that experience. You understand the experience of 25, 30 times teaching the same thing. This is more or less sure that I will be able to cover everything. When you count all the classes, it will be coming around 22 to 23 classes. Still, I am saying 25 class. We are having 2 classes extra. So you can see that on an average, I will be taking 25 into 3, 75. Some of the classes I will be taking 4 hours. I say that I will be teaching around 80 to 85 hours in total. And your self-study is 80 to 85 hours. So your total study along with the classes in these 11th March till 5th of June, because exam is after 5th of June only. SEMA student will say that, sir, our exam is on 18th or 19th of May. Unpe bhi aa rahe, don't worry. If I will say SBR or IFRS student, they are getting more than 90 days from today. And I am saying 80, 85 hours, my study, 80, 85 hours self-study. So it is 160 to 180 hour, 90 day, 2 hours per day. And in that 2 hours per day, my class time is also included. If something I am teaching you for 3 hours, I am saying you will study that thing again 3 hours. One time recording with a speed, another time on your own. That I am saying. So it's the same time frame. Koi bolega, sir, I understand slightly slowly. ठीक है. In place of 160, 180, 200, 225 hours, maximum 2.5 hours every day. Somebody will say that, can I prepare for June exam? If you cannot study 2 hours in a day, man, then you cannot give exam in June 2030 also. Forget about 24. You ask me that, can I give exam in June 24? I am saying that if you don't give exam in June 24, you cannot give in June 30 also. This is, I'm not angry. I'm not sad. I'm saying facts. Those students who don't give exam in one term, they never give exam. Normally, they are dropouts. You will say office, that pressure will always be there. You can take out 2 hours on an average every day for your study, for your growth. Nobody can force you. It's you only who need to think. For SEMA student, we can say that from today till 15th of May, there are around 65 days. And for SEMA students, I can say that as there is only one question, maybe they need to practice less. They need to do the classes properly. On their self, they need to study less. उतना नहीं पढ़ना है. मान लीजिए कोई एक क्वेश्चन बस और देख लिए, थोड़ा सा आंसर लिख लिए, because there is out of 4, generally 1 question will be there. So you don't know going to study, give exam of 100 marks for accounts. So I consider that maybe suppose I am teaching around 80 hours, 20 hours your self-study. If you are doing 80 hour live, if you are not doing 80 hour recording, 20 hour self-study, 100 hour, and 50 hour based on case study. When the case study material will be released, which will be released on March end, April and May, 50 days, May 50 hours, mota moti wo bhi. So 150 hour, even SEMA student also need to study 2.5 hours. So nobody should raise question, can I prepare for this term? अगर आपको prepare करना है तो time is more than what you want. तो आप ये question raise नहीं कर सकते कि can I prepare within this term? I have seen that when the student don't give exam in the term, then they never give exam. And that's the biggest failure in life. If I am saying so many things today, and I will say at the time of June exam, I am not able to complete the syllabus. Will you accept? Never. Why you will accept? When I am responsible for your syllabus completion, I have a commitment. Similarly, you have also a commitment to fulfill. Your commitment is with yourself. My commitment is with myself, not with others. मेरे को exam देना पड़ेगा. Otherwise, I will not be there on this earth. I have to give exam in May, June only. Adequate time is there. Why I will not study? Why I will not give exam? Not that by passing the exam, you will be getting lottery, but you will get that confidence. I had something to do. I have completed that. Then the satisfaction comes. Positivity comes. When you want to do something and you complete that, then that positivity, optimistic view take you further in life. Not that any lottery. So if our objective is to give exam in June or May, we will give anyhow, whatever happen in life. My hand break down, my leg break down, anything happen with me. I have to give exam in life. When I am saying that from today, there is enough time, and which I am saying with the facts, not in Hawa like you, whether it is possible or not. It is easily possible. With the busiest person on this earth, it is possible. So nobody should be asking this question. Should I give exam? I will say what? See the video, you will understand. One person was eating my head just now. He want to join for CMA US. Saying that, sir, total fees kya hai? I am telling him, see the video. He is not interested in seeing half an hour the video also. Then how he will study? Better he should not join the job. Better he should not join the course. Better. Not required those types of student who cannot give their some time to see the video, ki what is the curriculum and all that. तो फिर क्या करेंगे? Somebody will say that, sir, what is the question pattern and all that. मैं क्या कर रहा हूं अभी? What I am doing? So if the student is not having that much energy, if the free class which is there on YouTube he can't see, then he can't do anything. That type of student we don't want our classes. We don't want in our classes. जिनको पढ़ना ही नहीं है, let them do something else. Better not to study, sir. Maybe I am harsh. Maybe I am very angry. But होना पड़ता है, क्या करें? Because you are giving your whole soul, money, resources, and I am not giving you success. Then there is no point I am here. मेरा पर्पस है आपको सक्सेस दिलाना. तो मैं अगर आपको झाड़ रहा हूं, आप गलत कर रहे हैं और आपको गुस्सा आ रहा है, आने दो, आप मेरे को झाड़िए, कोई बात नहीं है. Recently there is a student. If he is not studying properly, and I am saying that you are not studying properly, and he is getting angry, he started shouting on me. I don't want that type of student. I am thinking a bigger picture. You are thinking just this shouting. I am teaching so many times the same thing and you are not studying one single time. Just day before the exam, you started studying that. And still on the day before the exam, I am clearing your doubts for 2 hours. And then also after the exam, you are saying that my doubts are not cleared. That's not the way. That I don't like. I don't want to teach that person. जिसको ये seriousness ही नहीं है कि मेरे को आगे निकलना है, उसको क्या पढ़ाएंगे? Maybe you will say this is harsh, but that is the fact. Can't be doing anything, भाई. जो है सो है. हम आपको चिल्ला चिल्ली करेंगे. I will be saying bad things to you if you don't study. If I see that you are not giving efforts and you are raising illogical doubts, which are very silly, I will be saying, I will be scolding you. That is my right. Because by scolding, you will become a better person. Not that I mean to say that कि मेरे को आपका कोई खराब करना है. I want result. That's the only thing. So if you don't study, you will get big jhad from Prakash Saraf. Maybe you are of 60 years of age. Doesn't matter. It's not a question of 20 years or 60 years. It's a question of my responsibility. And I'm not fulfilling my responsibility. I cannot sleep. So I will be doing my job like this only. And for that, if you want to shout on me, you can shout. There is no problem. If I will say just an example. In India, if you have more than 10 staff, double digit, then in that case, there is a PF ESI clause. We have 2-3 companies. In one company, we have 8 to 9 staff. In another company, 3-4 staff. In another company, 2-3 staff. Where I am doing any fault? The staff are there in the different companies. What's the problem? Somebody will say that, sir, I will do a case against you. What I am doing, I don't understand what the person want to say and want to do. It's their matha ka fitur that they are mad, go on doing whatever. You want to say that if I am not clearing your doubts, then I'm bad. I'm not teaching properly, I'm bad. If you are not performing properly, I'm scolding you. If I'm not scolding you, then I'm bad. My objective is to get the result, get the outcome from you, make you pass, make you a better person on this earth. That's my job. For this, if you feel bad, you don't need to join. But I will not leave you if you don't study properly. अब मैं मार तो नहीं सकता, मेरा इच्छा होता मैं अपने बच्चे को जैसे मारता हूं, मैं आपको मारना भी चाहता हूं. I want that. Whatever is there, sir. But I'm not charging different fees from different students. The same fees only, sir. We cannot do anything because the costing, I am a costing person. I have calculated the cost per student. And then I have added the margin. Then I am charging the fees. Okay. At most of the places, I will say there is no live classes, sir. They will say live. They will never be live. They are giving you 2-3-year-old recording. The teacher don't know himself the knowledge, what knowledge he can give you. So all these things are differences are there. Here there is no recording, all live. And then supported by recordings. Every class is live, whatever I am teaching. And the student can ask their doubts any time in life, any time here. And I am clearing their doubts at that moment only. Not a single student can say they have raised the doubts and I have not cleared. That's impossible, man. So that type of devotion is there, sir. Okay. But I cannot change the fees. The fees is constant, sir. Sorry. Now, is there anything I want to say? I don't think so. Relating to syllabus, curriculum, how I am going to cover the classes, the routine, the exam pattern, the computer. Acha, one thing. Now, when you all are joining with us, then say ACCA SBR. This is ACCA SBR Google Drive. Whatever is there in the Google Drive, all student will be getting that. Nobody need to request. कोई बोलेगा सर मेरे को material नहीं मिला, मिल जाएगा यार. If you join today only, you will get. This material cannot be given one by one file. I will do what? I will just do, suppose ACCA SBR. SBR. I will just copy the link. This is entire SBR link and I will share to all of you. There is no partiality. But still, if suppose somebody has not received the link and all that, we will give you again. You just need to mail, as I said. And in this, whatever materials are there, I am using. मैं इसके अलावा कोई material use नहीं कर रहा. I have downloaded all those materials here. I have downloaded all those materials from there. The SBR exam kit study text, DIP IFRS exam kit study text I have downloaded from Google Drive here. I will be using these materials regularly in the class. No other material I have. Somebody will say that, sir, from where you got the material? Whatever material I have, that is there in the Google Drive. Those material are downloaded in the desktop in a file called ACCA SBR in that file. And then I am using in the class, this is Word file. In this file, I will be writing every time something in the class. So this is called class slides. This class slides I will mail to all of you after the class is over, after every class. Suppose today I am writing something. So after the class, I will mail this file. I will write class slides till first class. In the same class slides, I will be writing in the second class Wednesday also. So after Wednesday, I will again mail to all of you. I will say class slides till second class. I cannot teach without writing something in the class. If I don't write, I don't get a feeling. So I will go on writing something in the class to make you understand. That is called class slides. That is very important. Students should refer that. And this will be sent to you after every class. But other than that, all the materials are given through Google Drive to all of you. Even after the today class, I will be giving the material to all of you again. Somebody has received, somebody not received, whatever. I will be giving the material Google Drive link to all of you again today after the class. Don't worry. If somebody will say that I have not received, don't worry. I will be sharing after the class anyhow. So what is the syllabus? What to study? What is the objective of this batch? The timing of the batch? If there is technical problem, how your technical problem will be solved? If there is institute related problem, where to report, how to study, which material to refer, the exam pattern, the exam question pattern, how you all need to study, how you will be raising your doubts, how you will be getting the recorded classes and everything. That was general basic knowledge. General basic queries which all the student will ask again and again. For that reason, I am saying this. Normally at our level in exam SBR and IFRS, the questions will be covering 2-3 IAS IFRS. With a single IAS IFRS, questions are very, very less. They will cover in each question 2-3 IAS IFRS. Even in CIMA case study also, they will be asking 2-3 IAS IFRS. So single IAS IFRS based questions will not be coming in exam. So for the time being, any specific question, I am giving 5-7 minutes to all because the chat in YouTube is not coming very fast. The chat in YouTube will take some time. So for that reason, if there is any doubt, any question which anybody wants to ask, please chat. Don't think that others are not asking. You are here for yourself. You are here for your benefit. You are here for your doubts. So without any tension, what others will think, forget about this. लोग क्या सोचेंगे? लोगों को सोचने दीजिए, आप अपना पूछिए. Whatever your doubts are there, anybody has, please chat in the chat box. I can't access the software on phone. I need to change my phone. Also was trying to download the software. It was not working on my office. In office laptop, there are so many restrictions. So if the office laptop is free, you have the admin right. Then on the office laptop, it can be installed. But if you don't have the admin right, then on the office laptop, our software cannot be running. It can be used on MacBook. There is no problem. But in the mobile phone, iPhone, it will not be working. Android phone. If you see the voice message, whenever you have communicated with me, I have said 2-3 times to all of you. We say first this communication only. If I have not said, I will not charge any money from you. Whenever the student connect, it is written in the mail, it is said by me, it is said by my team, and I am to giving voice message. In the voice message, it is there. The student can see the recording on one laptop, maybe MacBook. Maybe I have not said personal, that I know. Because I generally feel that the student want to do the classes on personal. If office laptop, then the laptop should have admin right. If you don't have admin right, the software require admin approval. So if admin approval is not there, then in that case, personal laptop. But the laptop can be MacBook. But Android phone, iPhone, it will not be working, sir. Exam registration for June exam will be done by April end by the student directly. And for a December exam by October end. Exam registration. But registration of the students with the IFRS, we are doing instantly. When the student register with us, we register them with the institute on that. There are two parts. One is registration, one is exam registration. Registration, Saraf Academy is doing. Exam registration, student will do on their own. In the month of April for June exam, in the month of October for December exam. Whatever we are studying, If they are not practically applicable, then in that case, there is no use of the study. Whatever study we are doing, if that is not practically applicable, then there is no use of the study. I should stop teaching and you should all stop studying. In the life, not only accounting, everything you should study for practical benefit. If there is no use in the practical life, there is no purpose of study. So whatever we will study in the class 1-to-1, everything is practically correlated. They are always used in day-to-day practical life. IS, IFRS is not separate. I said in the beginning, IS was published till 2000 and from 2001 IFRS. But there are many things for which IFRS is not published. For that, still IS is applicable. So both IS, IFRS is applicable. They will be applicable in future. Both we need to study. Those IS, IFRS which are applicable, that only we will study. So they are applicable in the practical life, and the curriculum includes IS, IFRS both, because they both are practically applicable. IS is the old one, IFRS is the new one. But the old one is still also applicable. It's not that old one fully gone. There is nothing new or extra. It's just that in the financial reporting, the level of questions, the level of write-up is less. But in SBR, the level of write-up is much higher. I can say that for IFRS student, FR level is good. For IFRS student, SBR level becomes slightly higher. The question level becomes tricky. So if you want to cover IFRS through ACCA FR, it's chalega. Because when you complete IFRS and you are doing ACCA, they will give you exemption for ACCA FR. But if you completed IFRS and then you do ACCA, they will not give you exemption for ACCA SBR. ACCA Strategic Business Reporting exam is still to be given. So the level of toughness or detailing in SBR is more than the IFRS. The level of knowledge required in the IFRS is same level as there in FR. On Android, it will be working. I said my app will be working on one laptop and one mobile phone. For one student, 2. Laptop can be MacBook, but mobile phone need to be Android phone only. Mobile phone, it cannot be iPhone. But laptop can be, what do you say? MacBook chalega. One laptop, one mobile phone. Laptop should be personal. If it is office laptop, admin rights should be there. Laptop can be MacBook, but mobile phone need to be Android phone only. Okay, sir. So now should we start our syllabus? Anybody? Last 1 minute, any question relating to syllabus, exam or anything? Excel advanced version is not provided in the exam. Will that affect? In the exam, in Excel, you just need to do write, plus, minus, divide, multiply. That's all. There is no further use of Excel in the exam. From one column to another column, you need to add the 2 column figure. You need to divide. You need to multiply. That's all. So in the advanced Excel, whatever is there, that feature is not required in the exam. So even though the advanced feature of Excel are not there, but not required in exam. So even though if it is given, no use at all. I will say that when we will study topic by topic, at that time, so you cannot start doing the questions from the exam paper. For every topic, I will be doing some questions. You should be solving some extra questions on your own, the way we progress. At that time, there should not be any reference to the exam paper. Whatever questions are there in the Kaplan and BPP, these are past term questions only. So automatically, when you are doing questions topic wise, you are covering past term papers. So suppose the target is to cover by around 28th of May, 20 May, cover entire syllabus, every topic. And then after 28th of May, till the day of exam, 7th or 8th of June, whatever, 15-20 days, we will be solving mock papers. So in the class, I will be solving 2 to 3 mock papers. One I will be giving you as a test in the class. And 2 to 3, I am asking the student to solve on their own. So around 5 to 6 mock papers is must. 2 to 3 I will do in the class, 2 to 3 self-study by the student. And one mock test I will be taking in the class around 30th May. How many past papers? What's the use of DIP IFRS for ACCA student? As we are covered with FR and SBR, no use. If you are an ACCA student, you are already studying FR, SBR, your accounts is done. Those who are not doing ACCA, they want to have sound understanding of accounting. They don't want to do ACCA full course. They are doing diploma IFRS, but both are same. Those who are ACCA student, there is no use for them to do IFRS. If you are thinking in that way, why we are together in the class? For both of them, I need to teach the same thing. As I said in the beginning, the syllabus is same. IAS 1 to IAS 41, IFRS 1 to IFRS 15, 16. That same syllabus. But not that a student will be doing IFRS also, ACCA also. He is mad person. That a student don't need to do both the things. For CIMA MCS, all the IAS, IFRS are relevant. For the time being, we need to focus on IAS, IFRS. When the pre-seen material will be there in the month of March, then we will be taking classes separately on the basis of pre-seen material on Saturday. If you are our registered student, you must have received the schedule of the classes for MCS. I will again after the class share the schedule. But presently the pre-seen material is not out. So when the pre-seen material will be there, then on that basis, we will have separate classes for CIMA MCS students. Accounting classes will be these only. Recording a class will be done by student personally, or Saraf Academy will upload in Saraf app. We will upload and then you will do personal apne app only. We are not forcing you to do the recording. We will upload after the class is over. It will be uploaded in the software and you will be able to see the recording in the software. But the recording need to be done by you on your own. Nobody can force you. IFRS is benefits for remote work clients. I don't think so remote work. Any work which is related with accounting area, IFRS is relevant there. Whether it's a remote job, whether it's a on-site job, whatever. If it is relating to accounting domain, financial statement domain, it will help. I will say that whatever book I will refer in the class. If I will be referring SBR and IFRS book, you should refer SBR IFRS book. If you are not going to do live class, you are referring recording of the previous batch. So in the previous batch, I referred FR and IFRS book. You refer that only. Whichever classes you are doing in that class, whichever books I am using, you should be using that only. So that coincidence will be there. Na? So if you are going to do live classes of this batch, then you should refer SBR and IFRS book. We have to cover. If we will not cover any IAS, IFRS, then how can we say that the syllabus is complete? The syllabus will be said as complete when we will complete all IAS, IFRS. Whether all the IAS, IFRS will be covered, I saw there is 2 law papers. I generally prefer general laws, but this question is not related with IAS, IFRS. The law subjects is most of the students are exempt. The law paper is for most of the students, it is exempt. And what I should say, I generally prefer global law in place of any other law. Global law is better because it is slightly easier. But this question is not related with IFRS accounting anyway. Eh? Till exam, 2-3 days before the exam, I will be taking classes by around 2nd or 3rd of June. I will be taking classes by around 2nd or 3rd of June. I got confused with recordings of previous batch. If you say that, suppose you are getting confused, the reason is two. One is that you are skipping the classes. Maybe you are doing first, then you are doing fifth. Then in that case, you will get very much confused. You need to go in the order only. Na? So if the student is not doing the classes in the order, they will not be feeling comfortable. The second thing, the reason is that maybe suppose you are studying today and after 10-15 days you are studying. Then whatever you study earlier, forgotten everything. Because we are to teaching regularly, so we are able to remember. Student, how they will remember. But if you follow the order, that like whatever I will teach today, I will finish. Then the same thing I will start next class. Then there will not be any confusion. But if you don't follow that order, then in that case, problem will arise. Sometime in the software, suppose class 1, class 2, class 3, and class 7, you will think that iske baad 7 hai. Nahi. Iske baad 5, 6 hi hai. You need to see 5, 6, then only 7. So sometime the student, when they see all the classes in the software, it is haphazard. But you need to do 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, then 6. Then in that case, confusion will not be there. Okay. So should we proceed now to start our syllabus? आगे बढ़ते हैं भाई. Now, first of all, there is a basic finance area which is used in the syllabus every IAS IFRS, most of the IAS IFRS. Even though we are not studying finance here, but then I teach always this in the first class before starting the syllabus. The finance area, which is relevant in accounting, the simple concept of present value, future value, that we are discussing first of all. ठीक है ना? एक बार इसको डिस्कस करते. ठीक है. What I'm saying that, suppose I have 100 rupees, I have 100 INR, and that 100 rupees or 100 INR, I am depositing in bank, say for 5 years. 100 rupees, 100 INR, or maybe $100, I am depositing in bank for 5 years. 5 years fixed deposit. And the bank is going to give me interest at the rate of 10% per annum. The bank is going to give me interest at the rate of 10% per annum. So if I am depositing $100 or 100 INR today, after 5 years, how much I will get? First year, I will get 100 into 10%, $10 at 10 INR. So after 1 year, it will get 110. 100 plus the interest. I'm not getting that. That is again reinvested. 110 is reinvested for second year at the rate of 10%. So 110 will become after second year 110 plus 10%, which is 11. 110 plus 11 becomes 121. Now third year, 121 plus 10% will become 121 plus 12.1. That is 133.1. Now 133.1 plus 10%. 133.1 plus 10% will becomes 133.1 plus 13.31. So it will be coming approximately 146 point something. And then 146 point something plus 10% will be giving me around 160 rupees, $160. So $100 at 10% is $10. That doesn't mean that every year I will be getting 10, 10, 10. That means 150. That is called simple interest calculation. In finance, we always use a compound interest calculation. Compound interest means interest on interest. First year 100 के ऊपर 10% 110. Second year 110 plus 10% is 121 and so on. We are saying that 100 is the present value. 100 is the present value. And 160 is the future value. 100 is the present value. And 160 is the future value. The difference between present value and future value is called interest. Here in this example, I have said interest rate at 5%. So 100 at the rate of 5% after 5 years becomes 127. So 100 is present value. Future value is 127. The difference is the interest of 5 years. The difference is the interest of 5 years. Present value means excluding interest. This is excluding interest. And future value is including interest. Future value is including interest. Why I am saying this? Why I am discussing this? This is not an accounting concept. But when we will study accounts, everywhere we will be getting this concept again and again. What we will be getting, I want to discuss this once for all. That in any accounting chapter, IAS, IFRS chapter, we will be able to deal with this very easily. For that reason, I am discussing this. This is relevant in every accounting chapter. What is the use of this? We are saying that if I want to find out future value, 127, then it is present value into 1 plus I to the power n. N is the number of year, 5 years. And if I want to find out present value with the future value, then it is future value divided by 1 plus I to the power n. Future value divided by interest will give you present value. Present value multiplied by the interest will give you future value. Now, suppose we are doing a question. Any chapter. And in that chapter, it is saying that I need to pay to somebody. I purchased a computer, and to the computer wala, I need to pay 50,000 INR. The computer is 50,000 INR. I need to pay to the computer wala 50,000 INR. Now, I am not paying to the computer wala now. I will be paying to the computer wala, say, after 3 years. I am purchasing computer now. I will be start using the computer from today. And I will be paying to the supplier after 3 years. Whether the supplier will charge 50,000 or the supplier will charge more than 50,000. Whether the supplier will charge 50,000 or the supplier will charge more than 50,000. Whether the supplier will charge 50,000 or the supplier will charge more than 50,000 if I'm going to pay him after 3 years? I'm asking to all of you. I'm purchasing a computer for my tuition. I will be using the computer in my training classes. The value of the computer is 50,000. The value of the computer is 50,000. And I will pay to the computer wala after 3 years. So whether I need to pay to the computer wala 50,000 now only, or I need to pay more than 50,000. Why more than 50,000, Kaushik? Why I need to pay more than 50,000? Why I need to pay more than 50,000? Why I need to pay more than 50,000? That means we are understanding that a simple logic, not require any study of accounts, finance or anything. If I'm buying something and I'm paying today, I need to pay less. And if I will pay later, I need to pay more. Suppose the computer wala is saying that he will charge 60,000 if I will pay after 3 years. He will charge 60,000 if I will pay after 3 years. So when I record in my books computer, then I will record today 50,000 or 60,000. If I will record in my books, how I will record that I will explain later. Abhi hum log accounts padhe nahi. But if I will record purchase of computer in the books today, I will record 50,000 or I will record 60,000. Because I am going to pay to the supplier after 3 years. We need to understand that if I am taking loan from bank, suppose forget about computer, I am taking loan from bank, ICICI Bank 1 crore. And I will repay the loan to ICICI Bank after 10 years. So I will repay 1 crore plus the interest of 10 years. When I am taking loan, I will record loan at 1 crore. I am not recording the interest today. I will record the interest every year when I will pay. I will not record the interest today. I will record the interest every year when I will pay the interest, when every year the interest will arise. Similarly, I will record the computer today at 50,000. I will pay to the supplier 60,000 after 3 years. So I will record interest every year separately. I cannot record 60,000 today, Sayyid. Because today the value of computer is 50 only. Since I am paying to the supplier after 3 years, so I need to pay to the supplier for 3 years 10,000 interest. The interest will be recorded when the interest will arise. Interest will not arise 10,000 in the first year. Some amount in the first year, some amount in the second year, some amount in the third year. When I am giving this example, that $100 today, when I'm giving this example, that $100 today and the 5-year interest is 27.63. I will not record the value of interest 27.63 today. I will record first year 100 into 5%, 105, $5 interest for first year, second year 105 into 5%. So 5.25 for second year. I cannot record the interest in the beginning. I will be recording the interest the way I will progress. The way the interest will be recorded, the way the interest will be recognized, the way the interest will be realized. For the time being, I am saying I am purchasing. Suppose I am saying that Sayyid is selling computer to me. Sayyid is selling computer to Prakash Saraf. Sayyid is selling computer to Prakash Saraf. So if Sayyid is selling computer to Prakash Saraf, the value of the computer today is 50,000. But Prakash will be paying to Syed 60,000 after 3 years. So today Prakash will record the computer at 50. Syed will record at 50. In 3 years, Prakash will record interest as an expense 10,000. In 3 years, Syed will record interest as an income 10,000 in 3 years. So after 3 years, Prakash will pay 60,000 to Syed and Syed will receive 60,000 from Prakash. Today, both of us will be recording computer at 50,000. I will record purchase, you will record sale. 3 years, I will record 10,000 interest as an expenditures. You will record 10,000 interest as an income. And then after 3 years, Prakash will pay 60,000 to Syed. We are saying that the interest component cannot be recorded now. The interest component will be recorded in the year for which the interest belongs. 60,000 minus 50,000. 10,000 is not the interest of 1 year. 1 year, 2 year, 3 year. Every year the interest will be recorded out of 10,000 some amount. Here, in my example, the 27.63 is not the interest of 1 year. It is of 5 year. First year interest is only 5. Second year interest 5.25. Third year interest will be something. All 5-year interest will become 27.63. The accountant, whether it's a purchasing company, selling company, need to record the interest when the interest will be accrued. Accrued matlab, the interest for the year will be recorded in that year. It's not that you record all the interest of 5-10 years now. You can't record, man. This is called unwinding of interest, unwinding of finance cost. In the accounting language, we say unwinding of interest or unwinding of finance cost. Now, while solving questions in exam, since this is an accounting exam, they will be giving you present value factor. PVIF, present value factor, means what? 127 into present value interest factor will be equal to 100. You will say, sir, what is the present value interest factor? What is the present value interest factor? In the exam, the present value factor will be printed in the question. But for the time being, I am showing you present value table. Present value table, say this. Present value table. You will find in the book, in the beginning, after the basic instructions, the tables are given. Not in this book. Maybe in the exam kit. These are the questions only. 1 second. In accounting book, the tables are not given because in the question they print. No problem. Suppose I will go in Google. PVIF table. PVIF table. I want to make it large. Yes. Present value table. This is slightly better. But still it may not be. Control plus. Okay, if you all can see, this is not further zoom in, not possible. You can see that on the top, if you can see slightly on the top, there is interest rate, say 5%. And in the left-hand side, period N 5. 5% and 5, we can see the value is 0.784. The value is 5 years. And 5%, the value is 0.784. 0.784 is the value. What is 0.784? If I will do 127 into 0.784, then it will be giving 100 only. If we are seeing the correct figure, 784 or 64, 5 years, 5, it is 0.784 only. Can anybody do the calculation in the calculator? 127.63 into 0.784, how much it will come? 127 into 127.63. Let me precise. 0.63 into 0.784 is how much? $127.63 into 0.784 is how much? 127.63 into 0.784 is how much? Please tell me. 127. 100.06. That means approximately 100. What we are saying, what is 0.784? Like 100 is the present value and the future value is 127. So if future value is $1, then the present value is 0.784. If the future value is $1, then the present value is 0.784. So if the future value is 127, for $1, the value today is 0.784. For 127, what is the value? In exam, we are given this value. In exam, we are given this value with which we can calculate the present value. The exam will not give you table for calculating present value, future value. Exam will be giving you this factor. And once you are getting 100, you will be able to calculate interest on 100 every year separately. 100 into 5%, first year 5, second year 105 into 5%, 5.25 and so on. What we are saying that if in the question, anywhere, if in the question it is giving you computer, we will pay 60,000 after 3 years. But we need to record today how much? 50,000. So 60,000 into the PVIF factor, like the PVIF factor for 5 years, is 0.784. Similarly, the PVIF factor for 3 years at a particular interest rate we can calculate. We are going to record in the books today the today's value. We can't record 60,000. We can't record loan repayment to the banker after 10 years how much we will pay. Today we are taking a loan for 1 crore. We will record 1 crore. In the books of accounts, we need to record value of today values. The value today. We can't record the value after 2-3 years. When the values after 2-3 years are given, we need to find out present value. For finding out present value, this 0.783 will be given in the exam. For finding out present value, this 0.783 will be given in the exam. And once you get the present value, you record this, and then every year you start recording 5%. This is not one chapter. Every chapter you will be getting this story. The basic understanding of finance. When we are preparing accounts for 23-24, we record the value of 23-24 in books. Suppose we are going to pay to the supplier, or we are going to receive from the customer after 5 years higher value. That higher value we can't record today. Today we need to record the present value today. And we will be recording every year the interest component separately. That interest component which we will record every year is called unwinding of interest. That interest component which we will record every year is called unwinding of interest. And along with interest, the payment and receipt will be 60,000, not 50,000. But presently we are going to record 50,000, not 60,000. So whenever the payment or receipts are given after 2, 3, 4 years, you need to find out the present value, and then you will record in the books. And on the present value, you will record interest every year. That is called unwinding of interest. And along with interest, the settlement will be done in the future. But you need to record in your books the today's value. You cannot record the value which is 2 years, 3 years later. So in every chapter, you will find that some basic knowledge of finance will be required. The values are given future value. The discount factor, PVIF factor are given. You multiply with the PVIF factor, you get the today's value. And with the today's value, you will record the today's value in the books of accounts. The interest you will record every year the way it will arise. That is called unwinding of interest. And the settlement will be done at the end of the life, at the end of 3 year, 4 year, whatever is the case. The settlement will be done at that time, including the interest component. When we will be studying non-current assets, there are so many IS, IFRS under non-current assets. Every year, this present value, future value, finance concept will arise. When we will be studying financial instruments, debt, equity, every year this concept will arise. When we will be studying revenue recognition, when we will study provisioning and all that, every year this concept will arise. That means the problem is that this finance concept will be required continuously in the class. It's just present value, future value. It's just using the discounting factor, getting the present value and recording in the books. We cannot record the interest component now. Interest finance component will be recorded gradually the way it will arise. That is called unwinding of interest. Why I am saying this? I am not teaching time value of money, present value, future value, not required. I am just saying that when we record accounting transaction in books, then this concept is required that we need to record everything at present value. When the present value is not given, we need to calculate present value. For that, 0.783 will be printed with the question. You don't need to see any table. They will say that the present value factor at the rate of 5% for 5 years, 0.783. So you will multiply 60,000 into 0.783. You will be getting 50,000. You will record 50,000 today. Every year you will record interest. Automatically it will become 60,000 and the settlement will be done at 60,000. But you cannot record 60,000 today. You need to record today the today's value. The financing element, the interest component will be recorded the way it will arise every year. We can't record 3 years later figure today in the books. Today, the value of the transaction is 50,000, not 60,000. Today, the loan taken from bank 1 crore, not 1.5 crore, which I will pay to them. 1 crore is the loan taken today. So we need to record in the books of accounts all the transaction in the today's value. So if the future values are given with the discounting factor, with the interest rate component, we will be able to calculate the present value and need to record in the books that present value. For that reason, I am saying, because in every chapter this will come, we need to be ready from the beginning only. It is simple concept: present value, future value. Present value excluding interest, future value including interest. If the future value given, exclude interest, get the present value, and then start recording in the books of account. We need to record in the books of account the figures, what they are today, not what they will be there after 5 years. The settlement will be done after 5 years, but the value in the books of accounts will be recorded based on today's figure. For that, you don't need to see any table. The discounting factor, present value factor, 0.783 will be printed with the question. You multiply 60,000 into 0.783, you get the present value, record that, and then every year interest you record, settle the transaction at 60,000 after some years. That way the accounting needs to be done. The accounting needs to be done in present value term, in today's value term. So what is the purpose of this? Present value concept. What is the purpose of this? We need to record everything in present value terms. So PVIF factor given in the question will be used to find out present value for recording purpose. Why we are doing present value concept? We are not studying finance here. I'm just saying that since we need to record everything in present value term, and in the question, if the present value is not given, future value given, you need to find out present value, then only you can record that in the books of accounts. How we will record, what we will record, why we need to calculate present value, that we will be able to understand with different examples in different IAS, IFRS. But you always need to calculate present value, then you can record. For calculating present value, 0.783 type thing will be given in the question. You just multiply, get the present value and record it. It is a common concept for starting accounts understanding. Accounts को समझने के लिए मैं पहले से ऐसे ही बोल रहा हूं. Common understanding of this concept. Now, one another common understanding. One another common understanding is the format of profit and loss account, balance sheet, cash flow, notes to accounts, statement of changes in equity. What is this common format? Suppose I will prepare my PL account and balance sheet. You will prepare your PL account and balance sheet. Somebody will prepare their own. If everybody will prepare their PL account balance sheet in different way, different format, this way, nobody will be able to understand. So the accounting standard IAS 1, IFRS 1 has fixed the rule that the format of PL account and balance sheet will be this. That format we will not be able to understand fully in the first class, because that format includes all the IAS, IFRS knowledge. But at least a basic presentation of PL account balance sheet we should be understanding, because otherwise starting the syllabus becomes difficult. I know that every item in PL and balance sheet will require an IAS, IFRS knowledge. That we cannot do in one class. That will take 22, 23 classes. But फिर भी एक basic understanding we need to develop relating to PL account and balance sheet format. So you can see that I have given here a simple format of PL account and balance sheet. You can see this is balance sheet format. Balance sheet format. Under balance sheet, we are recording all the assets and all the liabilities. Assets means, suppose for me, assets means my computer, my camera, my laptop, my property, my furniture. These are my assets. And my liabilities, to arrange these assets from wherever I have taken money. I have taken money from shareholders. I have taken loan from bank. I have purchased goods, services on credit. So those are my liability. So business assets. Business assets are property, plant, equipment, investment, intangible assets. Business assets are current assets, inventories, trade receivable, cash, non-current assets. The business assets are divided into two categories, non-current, current. Non-current means they will be used in the business for many years. They will be used in the business activities, manufacturing, admin, selling, marketing activity for many years. And they are not for sale. I'm not going to sell my computer, laptop, camera. How I will teach? They are not for sale. They will be used in the business activities. They will be used for many years. They will be helping the business to run the organization. They will be used in business activities. But the current assets are those assets on which the business is doing trading, on which the business is doing purchase and sale. Or the current assets are those assets which will give us the money within 1 year. In one cycle, the cycle of a business can be less than 1 year, can be greater than 1 year. But they will be giving us money within 1 year. Or they are cash and bank balances. They are cash and cash equivalents. They are the current assets. The business need to divide their assets into two categories, non-current and current assets. That is called total assets. Then comes the total liability. The business need to divide their liabilities into three parts. One is owners, one is outsider. Owners means shareholder, those who has purchased shares of the company. The shareholder are the owner of the company. The shareholder money. The shareholder money is the share capital, the dividend money, I mean to say the profit earned by the company, all are shareholder money. Then the outsiders money. Outsider money is divided into two parts, long-term, short-term. Long-term, which is payable to outsider after more than 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 5 year. Current liability payable within 1 year. All those liabilities of the business which is payable within 1 year. If I have assets of 5 crore, my liability will also be 5 crore. The shareholder money, the liabilities will be equal to 5 crore. Your balance sheet will always be equal. In the asset side, there are two parts, non-current, current. In the liability side, there are three parts, shareholders, outsiders. Outsiders are divided into two parts, non-current and current. Then the statement of PL, statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income. The profit and loss account is prepared for every year. Balance sheet is prepared for every year. But PL account is for the entire year. Balance sheet is as on one day. Next day balance sheet figure will different. PL account is not prepared as on, it is for the entire period. Like suppose Saraf Academy year is 1st April to 31st March. 1st April 23 to 31st March 2024. That is my year. So I will be preparing my profit and loss account for the whole year. I will be recording revenue. Revenue is tuition fees in Saraf Academy. Cost of sale for generating tuition fees. What is my expenditures? Suppose faculty fees, internet, electricity, power. All these are to generate revenue. Then I will get gross profit, sale minus cost. Then my marketing expenditure, office administration expenditure. Balance is called profit from operation. Then if I am invested in share market, dividend, interest, or if I have taken loan के ऊपर interest payment, these are my non-operational expenditure income. The total is profit before tax. I will pay tax to government. Balance is profit after tax. Then profit after tax के बाद other comprehensive income. Other comprehensive income means those income which are not part of profit, which are, suppose I have this property. I purchased this property around 20 years back, say 1 crore. And the value of the property today is 5 crore. I want to record in the balance sheet the property value 5 crore. The value 20 years back 1 crore, but today value is 5 crore. So 4 crore gain, that 4 crore gain will be coming here. It is PL account, but it is other comprehensive income. Other comprehensive income means those income which is not realized in cash. This is not a correct definition. They are maybe realized in cash, but they come other comprehensive. Normally, most of the items are other comprehensive, not realized in cash. That means there is an income increase in the value of the property, but that money is not received. We are recording under other comprehensive income. There are many items under other comprehensive income. Other comprehensive income and profit, दोनों मिलाकर we called total comprehensive income. Total profit for the year and other comprehensive income. The total is called the total comprehensive income. Earlier, if there are students who studied account 10, 12 years back, 15 years back, they remember PL appropriation, profit and loss appropriation. Now there is no PL appropriation in the world. The other comprehensive income is PL appropriation. The PL account is divided into two parts. One is the realized gain, that is profit or loss for the period. And one is the other comprehensive income, which is non-realized gain or losses. Non-realized gain or losses are other comprehensive income. And then the total become total comprehensive income. That is the PL account format. The PL account income and expenditures, how we will be writing. Then comes a statement of changes in equity. Those who are the owner of the organization, like in Saraf Academy, me and my wife are the owner. We are the shareholder. And in the company, the profit and loss balance or everything are the owner's money only. So whatever the owner's money in the business that are recorded in the balance sheet, these owner's money in the balance sheet are recorded under liability. Under liability. Under liability. Equity and liability is under equity, we are writing this. Under equity, capital and reserves, we are writing this. That is shareholders' money, owner's money. The owner's money breakup we need to show in a particular statement. Share capital, retained earning or any other owner's money, we need to show in a separate statement that is called a statement of changes in equity. There is a fixed format for that. The organization need to prepare that. Saraf Academy also preparing this. Every company, your company, where you all are working must be preparing this. Share capital, share premium, revaluation. This is not exhaustive list. Whatever the shareholder money in the company, they are all the balances. They are opening balance. During the year, the plus minus share issue, bonus issue, during the year profit, during the year dividend payment or anything. And the closing balance of these will be recorded in the balance sheet as a part of equity. In the liability side, the owner's money will be recorded one by one. The statement of changes in equity need to be prepared separately. You will say why? Whenever any window dressing means if I want to prepare my accounts by dubious accounting policy, I don't want to follow proper policy, because in accounts we always say that how much profit is coming is not the answer. How much profit you want. If I am a good accountant and you are giving me details, I will ask you how much profit you want. I will bring that only. It's in my hand. Accountant, by following the accounting policies, rules, norms, conventions, they will be able to change. They will be able to manipulate the profit. They will be able to manipulate the income. The person like us need to understand where the manipulation has been done. Then we can say that we are the accountant. But then the accountant can do manipulation. Nobody can charge him. There is no problem. So any manipulation we can search from here, because manipulation will increase or decrease the shareholders' income. So every adjustment relating to manipulation will be coming here. So around 10, 12 years back, this was not compulsory. But from last 10, 12 years, a statement of changes in equity is compulsory. So that anybody who want to know any window dressing item in the company can see here. The statement of changes in equity is compulsory. Earlier, when I studied CA final accounts in 97, 98, when I gave CA, this was not there. Statement of changes in equity we had not studied. It came later. Statement of changes in equity बाद में है. हर चीज नया नया आते रहेगा. But for any window dressing item, how the profit is manipulated and all that, we can see this, we will be able to understand. I'm not going into detail of these items because we will not be able to understand. For every item, there is an IAS IFRS. For non-current asset, there are 10 IAS IFRS. For current asset, there are 5-6 IAS IFRS. There are so many things. So it's just that the format we should be knowing before starting accounts. Accounts का format क्या है? PL account, balance sheet, statement of changes in equity, cash flow format I am not explaining here. We will discuss cash flow after 15 classes. Around in the month of May end. There I will discuss the cash flow. अभी नहीं बात कर रहे हैं एक बार. Then we can see the notes to accounts. Suppose for this computer I am charging depreciation. I can follow straight line method. I can follow reducing balance method. For inventory, I can follow FIFO method. I can follow average method. For different items, we can follow different measurement principle, different policies, different conventions. What policy, what convention, what measurement principle we have followed, that is to be written under notes to accounts. Under notes to accounts, how the accounts has been prepared, what policy we have followed, that needs to be written. Disclosure or notes to accounts. That is not any format. That is a guidelines that is given by the accountant about their preparation of financial statement. That is called notes to accounts, disclosures. Relating to that, something is written, which I am not reading, reason being that it is difficult to explain for the timing. My objective is only one, that when in the subsequent classes, I will be saying balance sheet. You are not becoming blank. You know that, yeah, this is the balance sheet. In the balance sheet, in the assets, first of all, non-current, then current. At least this much you should be knowing. So in IFRS, we say balance sheet means statement of financial position. They don't want to use the word balance sheet. They want to use the word statement of financial position, SOFP. In short form, we say SOFP, statement of financial position. Statement of profit or loss, SOPL. Statement of profit or loss, SOPL. And other comprehensive income. And OCI. Statement of profit or loss and OCI. These are standard notation. We can write in the exam. Statement of changes in equity. Statement of changes in equity. Statement of changes in equity. SOCIE. Statement of changes in equity. I will request those who don't have accounting background, our management type of person, have not studied accounts properly, they should be at least one time focusing on this format. Those students should prepare the format without any figures, just assets, non-current, property, plant, equipment, investments, and all that, current assets, inventory, receivable, cash, then in the liability, equity, share capital, reserves, the non-current liability में money, non-current liability में bank loan, term loan, current liability, trade payable, taxes. Then in the PL account, sales, cost of sale, gross profit, admin, selling, operating income, investment income, finance cost, PBT, tax, PAT, then other comprehensive income state. ऐसे करके थोड़ा बना लेंगे एक बार. Those who have studied accounts, they already know this. But those who have not studied accounts properly in their life, mainly those who are management-oriented students, not that they are bad, but they have never studied accounts properly, उनको एक बार इसका format बना लेना चाहिए. Relating to this discontinued operation, suppose I will say that I have 5 tuition center. I don't have. I'm just saying. And out of 5 tuition center, one of the tuition center I want to close. 4 I will run, but 1 I want to close. Relating to that one, whatever the sales, whatever the income, whatever the assets, liabilities are there, they need to be recorded separately. In the PL account, we are saying profit or loss from continuing. That means 4 of the tuition center I am running, I was running, I will be running. But one of the tuition center I will not run. Relating to one of the center, whatever my loss or gain, that need to be recorded separately in PL account. The sales, cost and everything I am recording for which one? For all 4. But the one which I am closing, may be closed or maybe I will be closing by next year. I will be recording from that income, net income separately. Why? Because anybody who will see my PL account, they will understand this loss or gain will not arise again. Because this is a discontinued operation. This operation, the company is going to close. From this operation, whatever the income or loss is there will not arise again. Whenever in the practical life we prepare accounts, PL account, balance sheet, we need to show current year, last year both. Last year figures are called comparative. In the current year, I have decided that one of the tuition center I will close. But in the last year, I had not decided. But the last year figure also for that center should be separate. Last year PL account, I have not recorded anything like this. But in the current year, when I will show the last year figure, I will need to show this tuition center figure separately, so that a meaningful comparison can be done. That discontinued operation, this continues, this will happen. Accounts is used for future projection also. What is going to be the company's income, what is going to be the company's sales and all that. For that reason, comparatives need to be given. So if the comparatives are not properly given, it will not be understandable and the forecast for future cannot be done. In the exam, they are not asking you to prepare current year comparative both. But in the practical life, you need to prepare current year and last year both. PL account both, balance sheet both, statement, everything both. All need to be prepared both. But in the exam, you need to prepare only one, because there is not so much time that we prepare both. And as I said, whatever you have prepared in PL account, balance sheet, whatever policy you have followed, that policy you need to disclose here, that these are the policies, these are the depreciation, assets valuation, assets principle we have followed while preparing books of accounts. Relating to this, which I have written, prior period items, changes in policies, there is a separate IAS we will study. IAS 8, it is not written properly here. My purpose here is just to give you the knowledge about the format of PL account, balance sheet, nothing else. मेरे को केवल यहाँ पर यही आपको फोकस करना है, format of PL account, balance sheet and statement of changes in equity, so that when I will be teaching later continuously in the classes, you will not be blank. If I am saying balance sheet, non-current, you will be able to picturize. If I am saying balance sheet, equity, if I am saying balance sheet, non-current, if I am saying PL account, other comprehensive, you should be able to recollect what I am saying, where it will be shown. Because otherwise I have seen that some of the students don't, they are fully blank. Sir, मेरे को ये समझ में नहीं आ रहा है. So it is very essential that those kind of students should practice in writing the format of PL account, balance sheet and statement of changes in equity once. एक बार बना लेंगे. पूरा अंडरस्टैंडिंग तो coming 10-15 classes में होएगा. That will take time. But just that you need to understand that you need to be ready कि मैं अगर कुछ बोलूं कि बैलेंस शीट में यहां पर ही आएगा, तो you will not be blank. You will be able to recollect, you will be able to understand what I'm talking about, balance sheet, PL account and all that. A basic understanding should need to be developed. Then detailed understanding we will discuss day by day when we will discuss one by one thing again and again. For the time being, I have discussed two things. One, the present value, future value concept to record the transactions in the books of accounts in present value term. Second, the basic format of PL account, balance sheet, statement of changes in equity. The basic accounting structure. Because whatever you will study, ultimately the purpose is what? To prepare PL account, balance sheet, statement of changes in equity, cash flow. So that is what is the format? That is a fixed format as per IFRS that we need to follow in exam and that we need to follow while understanding the subject. So For the time being, anybody has any specific doubt relating to two things: present value, future value concept, and format of PL account, balance sheet, statement of changes in equity. For the time being, anybody has any specific question? क्या भाई? बाला, सोमेन, कौशिक, सैयद, सैयद एहसान, मधुर, रोहन. Okay, so move. We will study first of all, this is the starting of the syllabus. These are the general knowledge I was saying. We will study first of all non-current assets. In non-current assets, we will be taking around 4 to 5 classes. That means this week, today, Wednesday, next week, Monday, Wednesday, to come se come. Then we can say that it is 3, because today's class I don't count as a teaching class because I don't get so much time to teach. So this non-current assets have around 10 types of IAS, IFRS. Out of IAS 1 to IAS 41 and out of IFRS 1 to IFRS 16, there are 10 IAS, IFRS which is related with non-current assets. So out of 25 to 30 IAS, IFRS which we need to study, 10 we are going to study in coming 4 to 5 classes. 10 IAS, IFRS. Now, the question is coming, what is a non-current asset and what is a current asset? So just now when we discussed the PL account, balance sheet format, then in the balance sheet, first of all, we are writing non-current and then we are writing current assets. So this is that non-current assets. Non-current assets means property, plant, equipment, machinery, furniture, fixture, building, investments in gold, silver, investment in the share market, or any assets for which we are going to get money in more than 1 year. Suppose I am using this computer. I am using the computer for already more than 3 years. And still I am going to use. It's not that there is any problem. Still I will be using this computer. My business is not purchasing and selling of computer. Non-current assets are used in the business for business activities. What are the business activities in any business? Manufacturing, admin, marketing, distribution, anything. I am using this computer for my training classes to delivered. That means in operations. You can say, अब मेरे यहाँ कोई manufacturing तो नहीं होता, manufacturing में use कर रहा हूँ, आप ऐसा समझ. In my day-to-day operations, it's not administration. Suppose some of my staff are using my computer laptop for recording inquiry from students for doing banking transactions and all that. That is administration. This computer is not for admin purpose. This computer is for giving training classes. So this is for manufacturing operations in Saraf Academy. Non-current assets are the assets which are going to be used in the business activities for more than a year. Those non-current assets are on a standalone basis are not giving us cash flow. They are giving us cash flow in combination. Suppose in this room, this computer, this camera, this property, furniture, laptop, so many things are there. All these are combinedly used. Then I am able to complete my business activity. And then I am able to generate cash flow, that is tuition fees. Then I am able to get the financial gain. So non-current assets are generally not giving financial benefits, cash flows by one individual asset. They are giving us cash flows, financial income by combination of assets. And that financial benefit I will be getting for many years, not for only 1 year. I will be getting that financial benefit for many years. Those non-current assets are of two categories: tangible, intangible. Tangible to property, plant, which can be touched, which can be seen. Intangible. What is intangible? Intangible. This is an example of intangible. Saraf Academy registered logo with the color and all that. Nobody can use this registered logo. This is my registered trademark. This is my registered logo. This is, you can say, this I can see. An intangible asset you can see. But an intangible asset is not physically present. An intangible asset is a software program, is in a pen drive, is on a paper. Suppose on the paper it is written that Saraf Academy is the registered logo. This is the Saraf Academy, Saraf Gurukul Private Limited registered logo. And nobody can use this. It is written on a paper with this. So that paper is giving me the right that this logo belongs to Saraf Academy. An intangible asset you can see. An intangible asset is in a pen drive, is in a CD, is on a paper. Suppose you have Bombay Stock Exchange membership. You have National Stock Exchange membership. If you have a membership of Bombay Stock Exchange, it is on a paper. Prakash Saraf is member of Bombay Stock Exchange. That is an intangible asset. You can see on a paper, but having on a paper in a pen drive or any software in any hard disk or anywhere, that is not treated as physical existence. That is non-physical existence. You will say goodwill. Goodwill is also an intangible asset, but you can't see goodwill like logo. You can't see goodwill as member of an institute. This logo, the member of a Bombay Stock Exchange, is identifiable intangible assets, but goodwill is unidentifiable intangible asset. I can let out this logo. I can say somebody that you can use this logo. I can do trading of this logo separately, but I cannot sell my goodwill separately. I cannot let out my goodwill. I need to use the goodwill with other assets together. When you want to buy the goodwill of a business, you want to buy the entire business. Goodwill cannot be separately dealt with. It is to be dealt with other assets. Goodwill is also intangible, but that is unidentifiable intangible assets. This logo is identifiable intangible assets. We are saying that non-current assets include all those things. It's not only tangible. It includes intangible also. Non-current assets includes property, plant, equipment. It includes investment in gold, silver, property, anywhere. It includes intangible assets also. For property, plant and equipment, there are so many IS, IFRS. For investment, there are so many IS, IFRS. For intangible assets also, there are so many IS, IFRS. We need to deal with all those IS, IFRS. First of all, I am dealing with property, plant and equipment. Property means land and building. Plant means any type of plant and machinery. And equipment means computer, laptop, camera, all these things. वो सब मिला हम लोग के दुनिया में. Intangible assets, if you say tangible assets, other than this heading, nothing will come. All the assets will fall in this category. Property, plant and equipment are called tangible non-current assets. Those tangible non-current assets will be used in the business activities for many years, for more than a year. And those tangible assets will help the organization to generate cash flow. Future economic benefits will be realized by combination of other assets. दूसरे assets को use करके उसके साथ we will be generating business revenue. We will be earning for the business. Business will generate economic benefits. by using these tangible assets for the business purpose, for the business activities. IAS 16, property, plant and equipment, tangible items which are used to produce goods or services or for rental to others. Suppose I am talking about any construction company, Godrej Construction Limited, PS Construction Limited in Kolkata. So उन लोग के पास तो बहुत प्रॉपर्टी है which they want to let out. They are constructing the property, selling out, and they are letting it out also. If there is your business that you will build the property and you will let out, then that property is also property, plant, equipment. It is not investment. If I will say that Saraf Academy has invested surplus money in a property and that property is let out, that property for Saraf Academy is investment, because property construction is not my business. But for PS Construction in Kolkata, the property construction is their business. And if the constructed property they are letting out, that property is property, plant, equipment. That is not investment. Investment outside the business is called investment in accounts. Investment in the business is called property, plant, equipment only, or for administrative purpose for more than a year. The definition of property, plant and equipment, IAS 16. These property, plant and equipment, when you acquire, then when you acquire and you start using in the business, you will record in the books. When you start using in the business, you record in the books. Till the time they are not usable, whatever expenditure you incurred, that will be treated as the cost of the asset. Till the time you cannot use them, you need to do something. Then whatever expenditure you are incurring before it is being used, all these things are called cost of the asset. Suppose I am purchasing a machine and the machine I am bringing through carriage inward. There is some carriage inward I need to pay to bring the machine at my place. That carriage inward is cost of the machine. I am paying some insurance so that the machine will reach at my place. That insurance is also the cost of the machine. All the cost incurred till the time the asset is become in working condition, that cost is called cost of the asset. And initially, every asset will be recorded at cost. You will recognize the asset at cost. And later on, whether you still record the cost or whether you follow revaluation, it's your choice. If suppose I purchased this computer 3 years back, say at 1 lakh, and after 3 years still I want to record 1 lakh, I can record cost model. But if I don't want to record at 1 lakh, I want to record at fair value in the market for this computer. The value of assets changes in the market regularly. Property, plant, equipment, furniture, fixture, everything. You can follow for any asset later on. Initially, it will be recorded at cost. Later, you can record at cost or you can record at revaluation. Revaluation means you want to record the new value which is there in the market. Suppose this computer purchased for 1 lakh, but the value in the market of this type of computer is only 80,000. I want to record 80,000 in the books. I can. Revaluation or cost model. When we will be doing revaluation, then first of all, revaluation cannot be done for one single asset. Revaluation need to be done for all the assets in that class. Suppose I want to do revaluation of computer. I cannot do only one. All computer, laptop in my organization need to be revalued. Not property, plant. Computer, all computers. Any asset in a class, all the assets in that class need to be revalued. I am not bound to do revaluation. If I want to follow revaluation, then only. When I will be doing revaluation, then the revalued amount may be greater than the book's value. Whatever is in the books, the revalued amount may be greater than that or maybe less than that. When it is greater than that, then I just now said in the PL account, other comprehensive income. When my computer value is more than what is there in the books, then whatever the increase in the value that I will record under other comprehensive income. Why? I'm not selling the computer at higher value. I'm going to use in the business. So whatever the increase in value is not coming in pocket. But the increase in value I want to record, I can record, I will be recording under other comprehensive income. If I'm following cost model, nothing will happen like that. Whenever I will sell the asset, then whatever is the value compared with the sale price, the difference will be gain or loss. But if I am following revaluation model, then suppose computer value 50 but revalued to 60. I will record 10,000 gain as other comprehensive income. But if the computer value 50 and revalued amount is 45, then 5,000 loss. Loss will be going to PL account. Because loss is not, we will say not realized. We say loss means depreciation only. When we record depreciation every year, then the loss on revaluation we need to record in PL account only. But the gain on revaluation is not PL account. It is other comprehensive income. It is recorded as a non-realized gain. But the loss is recorded in the PL account. You will say no revaluation surplus, I am coming. We are saying that initially when the asset is acquired, then we will record at cost. The cost is all the expenditure incurred till the asset becomes usable. That means initially we will record at cost. Later on, we can follow the cost model. We will still recording at cost only. But later on, we can follow revaluation model. Revaluation need to be done for every assets of that class. And revaluation may be up or down. When the revaluation is up, it is other comprehensive income. When the revaluation is down, it is recorded in PL account as a loss. You will say that, sir, why the accounting is like this? Why they are saying that you can do cost, or you understand that suppose I am a very small organization. The computer value, fair value is different than whatever is the cost. But still I don't want to record fair value because revaluation doing will be taking time. Revaluation cannot be done by me. It needs to be done by a certified valuer. And the certified valuer will charge fees to do the revaluation. Maybe my value of the property, value of the computer is different, but still I am not interested because I am a small organization. A small organization cannot expend their money for illogical purpose. But if the company is very big, Reliance, ITC, sub, these companies, if they will record the fair value in the books, then the public will be buying their shares. The company will be able to show their true worth to the मेरा वर्थ मेरे को किसको दिखाना है? प्रकाश एंड विदिशा. I don't want to show to anybody. मैं क्या करूं revaluation करके? I don't want to do. So they cannot make a compulsion that revaluation has to be done. You will say that revaluation is very subjective. The value of this computer for you, for me can be different. But we need to do the revaluation from a certified valuer. There are in the market certified valuer, they need to give the certificate. Then only revaluation can be recorded. And when you show the revaluation, you are able to show true worth of the business to others, whether to investor, whether to loan providers, whether to anybody. So the accounting body thought that we should not be forcing that revaluation need to be done. Fair valuation is compulsion. But we should say that revaluation is allowed, so that a proper presentation in the financial statement of the asset value can be disclosed. So the accounting body said that initially when you acquire anything, it is cost. Later on, still you want to follow cost model, you can. But later on, you want to follow revaluation, you can follow revaluation model also. Whether you follow revaluation model or not, every year the asset will be depreciated. If I am using the computer already for 3 years, and suppose I purchased 3 years back for 1 lakh, then every year 1 lakh computer value has gone down. How much gone down? Nobody can see. We need to estimate. If the computer will be used for 5 years, after 5 years, I can sell the computer, say, for 10,000. So total loss in 5 years will be 90,000. I will record 90,000 loss relating to computer in 5 years as depreciation. Depreciation means decrease in the assets value by usage, normal, wear and tear, whatever. And that depreciation we need to record as an expense in PL account. Because otherwise, the assets is going to be over in 5 years. So we are not recording assets as an expense, asset as an asset, but the asset becomes expense in 5 years. We can't record the expense straight away in 5 years. Every year the asset value is getting deteriorated. Every year the normal wear and tear is happening. So we will record depreciation every year as an expense. The non-current assets will be recorded as an expense in the PL account in 4, 5, 10 years, depending upon the life of the asset, depending upon the estimated residual value, that at the end of the life, at what price they can be sold out. So whatever is your cost or the revalued amount, minus the estimated salvage value, realizable value, the balance amount need to be charged as a depreciation in the total number of years in a systematic basis. Maybe straight line every year, same, maybe reducing balance method, whatever. But we need to record depreciation as an expense every year to calculate business income. I need to record in Saraf Academy from the tuition fees depreciation as an expense. Depreciation of all computer, laptop, depreciation of property, furniture, everything. When I will deduct the depreciation, then only I can say that is the income of Saraf Academy. This is the income of Saraf Gurukul Private Limited. Without deducting depreciation, income cannot be calculated. Suppose somebody will say that I am keeping my asset in such a fantastic manner that during the year there is no depreciation. Still depreciation has to be done. This logic is not allowed. You may be keeping your assets, maintaining your assets very well. Maybe the life of your asset is more. Maybe the salvage value is higher. So you can charge lower depreciation. But depreciation has to be there. If it is a revalued asset on the revalued amount, if you are following cost model on the cost amount, but the depreciation every year need to be recorded relating to the non-current assets every year. Based on the life, based on the usage, based on the salvage value, the depreciation will be charged. Revaluation is not a compulsion, it's an option. When you do revaluation for all the assets in the class, if there is a gain in OCI, if there is a loss, taken to PL account. If you follow cost model, there is no revaluation, no jamela, only depreciation. Whether it's revaluation or cost model, at the end of the life, when the asset will be sold out, there will be some gain or loss on sale will arise. That gain or loss will be recorded in PL account. Initially, at what value you will recognize? Later on, at what value you will record the asset, cost model, revaluation model. During the year, you need to charge a depreciation. This is all as per IAS 16, property, plant and equipment. Every organization in the world following IFRS, they need to record the assets, non-current assets, tangible non-current assets, property, plant and equipment in this order only. I am not discussing any general ledger, trial balance and all that. Nahi jarurat. The accounts study does not require debit credit. Modern accounting. Assets is equal to liability. With that concept, we can understand everything. And basically understanding, not that debit credit or modern concept. When I am doing business, what are the assets I have? So in the assets, property, plant and equipment is there. When I will record property, plant and equipment, at what value, subsequently at what value, what is depreciation, that I am discussing. That I am saying. It's not your business or my business, it's anybody's business. Her business mein assets will be recorded like this only. Relating to revaluation, an example is given, which I need to discuss. मेरे ख्याल से एक बार आज इतना रहने देते हैं. In the next class, I will start from here only, from non-current assets. For next class, there is no homework as such. You just prepare the format properly. Present value, future value concept revise. Non-current asset, basic introduction which I have given, just go through. If you want to study extra, you can. But abhi maine as such kuch padhaya nahi hai. Day after tomorrow, when I will again start the class, then I will complete non-current assets properly with some example which came in the exam or from the book. I will do some example. Then only we can complete. And relating to revaluation, I have not discussed so much. Revaluation will take further at least 30 to 40 minute discussion. So I will do revaluation discussion, disposal discussion, do some questions which will take around 1.5 hours, 2 hours. Then the first one, IAS 16 will be covered. IAS 16, property, plant and equipment. Somebody will say that, do you need to remember the IFRS number 16, IS 16? It's not. But then there are not 1,000. They are 20, 25. If you focus, you automatically will be able to remember. But in exam, writing IS 16 will be giving you extra marks, or not writing IS 16 will deduct your marks. Not like that. You need to know the provision. It's not that IS 16 number is important. But since we are expert in accounting, you, me, we are saying to the world, we are expert. We should be remembering the number. So IS 16 property, plant and equipment I have started. Discussion 1.5 hours is still left. When I will do, then we proceed further. Okay. So before leaving, if anybody has anything to ask, any specific doubt. This is F2 knowledge. E2, P2 knowledge individually not required, Sayyid. E2, P2 knowledge, when we will be doing the case study classes, it will be covered. Because like this, if you start studying E2, P2, then you will never be able to give case study exam. I have given so many times. If you are my registered student, I have given one video, CIMA Management Case Study First Class. You see that video, you will understand what is the exam, how the question comes, how to write the answers. Then this question will not arise. If I have given so many times video, you are not sharing one single time saying, that is bad, sir. Like I have given a video of CMA US to one student. He go on asking, he is not seeing the video for a single minute. Then how he will understand, sir? You can use calculator in the exam. Why not, sir? I said in the beginning, computer, laptop, keyboard, one calculator and one transparent bottle, water bottle. These are all the things allowed. Even scientific calculator you can take in the exam, not only normal. Scientific calculator also allowed in the exam. So Sayyid, E2, P2 not to be studied. They are practical, they are not technical. But F2 is technical, we need to study. As I said, if you are CIMA student, on the day of exam, you will ask question on F2 only, which I am teaching detail. And you will not have any question on E2, P2. That's the problem, sir. So E2, P2 we will cover through the case study, and F2 we are taking separate classes. Because F2 technical knowledge will not be covered through case study classes. And I will say, Sayyid, you see one of my video for management case study on YouTube first class, 3 hours you will be able to understand what exactly the case study exam, how they ask questions and all that. Then bhai, Sayyid Kaushik or anybody else, any specific thing to ask? Should we leave? From the next class, it is not YouTube live. It is through the software. I will share the link. You will click that link and you will be able to join the class. Don't take tension. And this class is uploaded on YouTube automatically. Since it is YouTube live, it is on YouTube only. Okay. Thank you to all of you. Still any query, I am always there. You all have my number. You can ask anything. Just that technical queries you should mail. My team will answer. Subject related query, I am the person. Because I am the only person who can answer your subject related query. My team members cannot answer you. Okay. All the very best for your ACCA, SEMA, DIP IFRS journey. Whether you are taking classes from me or not, if you follow whatever I am saying, believe me, you will be easily able to pass the exam. If you have in mind to pass the exam. But for practical knowledge, because passing the exam will not give anything in life. To practical knowledge, you need to study with practical examples. Because every study of accounting, business and finance should be business related. If your study is not in the right direction, then the problem arises. So even though if you are doing self-study or maybe anywhere, Do practical study, not just the questions and answers. That's not the way to study. Okay? Thank you to all of you. Take care. Good night. Study hard. Tada, bye-bye.